What is going on, Don't Unfriend Me Nation? Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me show. Matthew Spear, Olivia, and Amy. I do have Amy. She's right. There she is. What is going on, Amy? Good to have you. Good to have you, Olivia.
Welcome to see y'all.
Happy Monday, y'all.
It's a happy Monday. Gonna get Facebook out real quick. Folks, if you have not been to the DUM Show channel, please do me a favor. Go over there and get signed up so you can make sure you see every time our show is live. Pretty simple thing. We maybe share 1 or 2 posts a day, but head on over and do that. We would appreciate it. Make sure everything's coming through 5x5. Tonight we're talking, got some Elon Musk news. Hey, Olivia, am I coming out loud on your...
No.
I'm picking myself up in your mic, and I should not be. Yeah, we'll figure it out in a second. Sending out real quick the show. We're covering Donald Trump, deportations, reactions from the whole entire left melting down. Oh my God.
This is the best.
The best. It's the best.
It is kind of the best. I'm not going to lie. We are live on Facebook. We're going to go ahead and ask you guys some questions in regards to a business decision for Don't Unfriend Me. We want to loop you in. You guys donate to the show. You help us out. We want to get your opinions. We'll talk about that at the beginning. Plus, we also have color-coded. So if you like the stream, you now know where it's from, whether it's Facebook or YouTube being red, Facebook being blue. See you in 3 minutes.
What's up, everybody? It's Ryan Weaver. I am on the Don't Unfriend Me show, otherwise known as The DUM Show, with host Matt Spear. You guys can find the show at The DUM Show on social media or thedumshow.com.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me show with your hosts Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The DUM Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
So we're going to talk to Leroy and get his opinion on this too, because we were talking before the show. So, we're in a very interesting place in the show Olivia spotted it earlier where Rumble is starting to promote us, which is a good thing. And so, hey, if you like this show, you might like this show. And we're starting to see some love from that. And Rumble's been doing well, 75 to 100 people a night, which is good.
Yes.
YouTube is growing. It's nice that we've color coded the likes and the shares now because we can tell where, the blue is Facebook and the red is YouTube. So that kind of helps out. We also know where the donations are coming from. So a little bit easier to see some things. But things are doing well. Traffic is good. Facebook has actually been halfway decent to us, getting the show out there a little bit more consistently. So here's the thing. Goals are up, Libby.
Thank you.
The goals tonight, $275 is what we're looking for donations. And you guys know the drill. If it's your first time watching, maybe you just watch the show and see how it feels. And if it's something that you've been watching for quite a while, ask yourself the question, okay, I spend, 2 hours, 2.5 hours a night and 10, 12 hours a week watching the Don't Unfriend Me show, 40 hours a month, 50 hours a month. Is it worth it to pay $21.99 for Netflix? How about we throw some to the Dumb Show? You got to ask yourself that
Is that how much
question.
it costs now?
Yeah, they just raised the prices
They
again.
just bumped it again.
We canceled and told Hayden she can use her babysitting money if she wants it back
We're
on
like,
because
we're
I'm
done.
not paying it.
You get a car or Netflix, and so
I'm going to cancel. I had no idea. I did not know I was paying that much. I'm definitely canceling. That's bullshit.
I'm done.
Sorry
I'm
for the
done.
language.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
they're horrible. You don't need to apologize. I felt the same way. I said, I'm not giving those communists any more money. So here's the thing. There's a gentleman named Barry Morgenstein, and he may be Jewish. Just a good chance. Barry Morgenstein. I'm pretty sure. Not that it has anything to do with it, but it was more of just to see if people are paying attention to the last name Morgenstein, which is pretty Jewish. I guess the only other name would be, I don't know, Bernstein.
Goldstein.
Goldman.
Goldberg.
So here's the deal. Barry is a amazing human being and extremely talented. I've had a chance to talk to him now a couple times on the phone and email back and forth. Just a super nice guy. Introduced to us through a Don't Unfriend Me fan. And, the guy's given us amazing pricing and he does incredible work. And when I say incredible, he's done stuff for Dana Perino. You guys will know all of his shots. Like if we go down here and take a look at the promotion, he's done Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly. He's done everybody. He's done Sean Spicer, Pete Hegseth. He's done Tonto.
That's Simon.
Yeah, he's done Simon Cowell. He's done Benjamin Netanyahu. He's done Obama. He's done Biden. He's done everybody. Sorry, names. Sorry. Here you go. Sorry, I put you in there now. So he's
Didn't
done
even
just
notice.
about. It's okay. I did. I noticed these things.
We're both wearing red shirts, so it
Yeah,
could be either
looks
one
the
of us. So.
Yeah. No, not at all. Actually, there's one distinct difference. So, so the interesting.
Now I know what you mean.
It's the color of red. It's the red.
You could have said it was the color of hair or our eyes, but
Yeah.
no, I know where
Yeah.
your brain was going.
Great. Okay. So anyway, he's done photographs of just about everybody, and his work is absolutely incredible. So he's going to be in town for, kind of one night. He's in Sheriff. He's done everybody. He's done Ollie North. It just goes on. I mean, it's just like a who's who of who. So it's kind of like this. If you go and do this, it kind of puts you on the map because it gives you an ungodly quality of headshot, which would be for all four of us to be Leroy, Amy, and I going to this location. He's from New York and doing a photo shoot, and it would be one where we're kind of in our t-shirts and jeans and just, relaxed. And then the next would be dressed up in suits and dress and everything else. And it would give us plenty of content for our podcast covers. It would bring Amy, Leroy, and I all together on the cover, on all of our
For the first time ever.
Ever, yeah.
Yeah, because we've never
all
been
been
able
in
to
the same. Yeah.
and it's
so
impossible.
exciting.
We kind of just take these photos and stick them together, and that's not right. I mean,
Yeah.
what I want to be on a couch,
Like Friends.
With
yeah,
Leroy.
have the ladies, yeah, well, no, have Leroy and I like this, like Burt Reynolds, and have the ladies like draping over us or something. I mean, we want to do some funny shots. So, the reason why we're bringing this up to you is because you guys play a huge part in this, and you guys donate to the show tremendously, and we want to get your thoughts. Is this worth it? You might ask the cost, and I'll tell you this: you're not going to a guy who does Tucker Carlson and the royals from England and Benjamin Netanyahu and all the presidents, and it's going to be cheap. But the discount that we're receiving from, because the person who works with him from the show, who's helped us out, and I don't want to mention any names, they're giving us a considerable discount, and I mean a lot. So it's something we think we should do, and we want to get your thoughts. So let us know. Give us your thoughts. Send us an email. Say it in chat. Whatever. How do you think that would be? I think the ladies were complaining that they've got to lose weight, and I'm like, I'm almost where I want to be.
100%.
So.
Oh,
yeah,
not me.
you guys.
I put on weight this year, like big time, and I don't do that. So
I know why.
just me too. It just sucks.
When is it due?
Exactly. I feel this is like I haven't weighed this much since I delivered my first son.
It's not what I was saying. You gain weight because you're pregnant. Amy, you look exactly the same. So
I don't. But thank you. Because the camera helps me lose 10 pounds. I've reversed camera angles.
A lie. That's a lie. Like it's amazing when people see me in person. They're like, "You don't look anything like you do on the show."
Yeah.
And it's hard because the camera. So just pictures. Yeah, it's a little more than pictures. It's they do full makeup and hair, and it's just studio quality stuff. I mean, it just puts us on a map of professionalism that we currently have not achieved. You know
I
what
got
I mean?
a question.
Yeah,
Since we're going to do one with T-shirts, are you making a new T-shirt for this photo shoot?
maybe. But I think something eclectic or just a Don't Unfriend Me shirt is fine. Whatever, we'll figure it out. I mean, we all get an opinion on it. So, and it's not going to be 12 pictures. I mean, we're talking hundreds. It's a professional photo shoot, and then all of them are photoshopped.
And how many do we get?
It's my understanding is like as many as we want. That in a beautiful package. Judy, thanks for subscribing.
Thanks.
Like the way that he has expressed it is like he likes the show, and he likes the motivation, and he likes the brand, and is willing to help us out. And the fact that he's coming to Delmarva, and like he's saved a spot for us, and this guy books like that, and you get him once a year, and if you don't book it, you don't go. But this is a few $100,000 shoot. He's gonna set up shop and bring everybody in, and it's a lot of money. But to me, I think it captures. It would be better for us. It just makes the brand more professional. So you guys think about it, chew on it, see what you think. As far as the price, listen, can I just tell you, per person, it is a ridiculously good price. Amy and I were just talking about it, and for what we're getting, I don't know of just a standard photographer that would do this less than a few grand. And this guy has the name and the quality and everything else. I mean, this is like, it's a high-end thing. So
just getting hair and makeup done. I mean, if you think about it,
right.
If you're a woman who's had women get their makeup done sometimes, for events, or, if you're getting wedding, or if you're going to a gala or something, you might get, that's a couple $100 just there. And hair and all that, I mean, I'm just saying, especially here in the DC metro area, you can inflate that probably times 4 what it would be the average cost in the United States. So, it's a really good price in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, he's done a lot of military guys, and I will not be doing a shirt without a shirt. I'm just not going to be doing that. But he does a lot of great stuff. And like I said, I think that it adds to the site. So you guys tell me what you think. Group pictures, right? Well, that's the thing. It's going to be. Here's how it's going to work. It's going to be individual shots of like this, and then in a suit or a tux. I haven't decided yet. Probably a suit, and then so Leroy, myself, suit, regular, Amy, dress, Olivia, dress, regular. Then Leroy and I, then the girls, then all four of us. So it's like 6 or 7 different scenario. No, like 8 or 10 different scenarios. Yeah. Get Yenny. No, Yenny's not going to be there. That's not going to happen.
Oh,
No, we're not paying that much money to have a cat in the
unless I
pictures.
stuff her. It
The
costs.
kids aren't even coming.
Melanie says it costs complete wedding pictures, video, hair, and makeup $6,000. Anything more than that, I don't know. Unless you can write that off. Well, it'll be written off as a business expense, but it's like $600
still
a
money.
person.
Yeah.
It's like $600 a person. It's
That's nothing.
ridiculously cheap. Dude, that is cheap. Like ridiculously. He is hooking us up. So you can do the math. We're going to fly Leroy down here. In my opinion, it's worth the money just to get all 4 of us together. Like to go to dinner and have a few drinks and just fucking hang out and do a show all in the same room. Oh my God, are you kidding me? That would be...
That's okay.
Yeah, right.
Tell Leroy to come. Like, okay, so I'm officially invited. I don't know when he's flying in, but when he flies in, you guys like come over to our house, please, because we should have our basement
We are.
finished finally.
We
So
are.
I'm just saying, come over. We'll do dinner. We can have you can see our cool bar.
Yeah, well, I'm going to bring the
Sort
cameras
of.
and we're going to do a show. Like we're
Oh,
going to
that'd
do
be awesome.
and sit down, get the fire going, get a couple glasses of scotch and just sit down and talk about 4 years. I think that would be awesome. Okay, everyone agrees.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to the show. I think that's going to be great.
So
We're going to
excited.
plan for it. We'll write it off, and then if we need help, you guys are just going to have to donate. So it's just a joke. No, it's not. Not really.
Okay, Deadpool. That's what you pulled right
Why
there.
are you outing me?
I'm not.
I mean, come on, seriously, you got to take my source material. I mean, do you think that what's her face is suing enough people already?
Oh, that's a good point.
Oh my gosh. Have we addressed that on the show yet? Because
No.
I was not into it until like 2 days ago. And I'm like, this is getting so good. I had to see what it was all about. And it's crazy. And I don't care, but I love it. I'm here for it. It's like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard all over again. I
Oh,
can't
goodness.
wait.
It's crazy.
wait.
Like it is. I got a text. No, I'm not taking. No, this is it. You're getting a shirt.
Somebody wanted you to take your
They
shot.
want to see the
shirt off.
tattoos, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing my shoulder tattoos and shit. No, we're not doing it. Happy Monday, Bobby
you, Bobby.
Richardson is
Depending on
in.
the dress I wear, you might see my tattoos.
Yep, Bobby Richardson
thanks, Bobby.
donated.
Thank you.
I think we
Also
should do
wanted
like
to
gowns,
say-
like something like
That's what I was thinking.
really-
Is
yeah.
we could do some black and white symmetry, or just do red and like dark navy blue, like Trump. So you guys would do like red dresses.
yeah, I'm in.
And we would come in with like dark navy blue or maybe tuxes. I
All
don't
right,
know.
Amy, we need to go shopping.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, okay, here we go.
All
Let's
right,
do
I
the
want
show.
to say thank you to Stacy as well. Her monthly donation came in.
Oh yeah,
this morning,
Stacy,
so
thank you
thank
so
you
much
very
for your
much.
Thank you,
donation.
Stacey. Yes,
So
thank
there's
you,
a
Stacey.
whole bunch going on. We appreciate all the donations, folks. You help us upgrade to the show, and this would be like the first thing that we're spending on us, right? It obviously impacts the show, but you guys are important. And some people might say, you know what? No, it's a stupid idea. Don't do it. Go hire a local photographer. But I think it's going to be awesome, and
Just the
We
hair and
can't
makeup
afford a
alone.
local photographer.
Oh yeah.
it gets expensive, dude.
I know because I work with a ton of them in my every single day life for my real job and my other
The
real
fact
job.
that we're getting this guy
And-
for this price is insane. It's insane.
I mean, real estate, I've paid more for that for real estate photos. My videos cost more than that. Like it's $2,000 to have a video done typically.
Yeah.
And that's for like and you guys, I don't know if you've ever seen my videos, but they're a little over the top. But yeah, for photos and a video, like you're going to pay probably $4,000 here for good real estate photos and videos. So
Yeah, it's
that's why I'm
it's
like, this seems insanely cheap.
It is cheap, and the quality of the work. I have a new payment card, so my order didn't go through yet. Tammy says, "What order?" Help me understand. Folks, before we start, real quick, just wanted to tell you, sorry that we're a little bit delayed, but we'll give you that time back. The Constitution of the United States, 144 pages. We sold out. So if you want it, you got to order it.
I need to get it.
Yeah, it's still available. I put them up there and open. I'll just reorder, but we sold out the first batch. So if you have not got it, 144 pages, people have already gotten it, and they're just like, dude, this is so awesome. It's size 14 print. It's the entire Constitution, not the Cliff Notes version that you get in DC and the Smithsonian. This is actually the same publisher from the Smithsonian and Washington, DC. Here is a picture of the Constitution on both sides. So it shows you all of that. You also, even the secret message that's on that, well, that's a declaration. But remember, the secret message is from the movie National Treasure. Lemon juice and a little bit of hot air. This is
hot air.
This is right. This is the biographies. It's amazing. It is a full leather bound, gold inlay. It is a beautiful book. Please do me a favor, go on over to the Don't Unfriend Me Show and pick it up. It's available. It's sold out, but the good news is the turnaround time is very, very quick. So if you go do it right now, you should have it by this time next week. So there we are. Yeah, Carrie, that's a good point, because we would be on his website too. I'm sure we're big enough. We might not be at the top, but he would also put us in his website too. So little things like that, and I think the show's getting where it needs to go. So we might as well, see what we can do with this. All right.
Yeah.
Have you guys had a chance to see this guy JB Pritzker? Anybody know who I'm talking about?
No, does not ring a bell.
Yeah, so he's basically the left's Chris Christie if he ate Chris Christie.
Got it. So he's a skinny Chris Christie?
No. He's the left's. No. He's the left's Chris Christie if he ate.
Oh, so he's bigger than, he's like a double Chris Christie.
A triple.
Oh, really?
Oh, I know who he is. I didn't know his name, but I know who he is. Yeah.
Yeah, he
looks like a character, like a cartoon character.
He looks like somebody who got whacked in the first season of Sopranos, but without the spine. He's
Sorry, that was funny. That was very good.
You like that?
Yes, that was good.
Okay, good. So here's the thing. This guy hates Trump, and nobody is coming out and saying, "Hey, you know what? I'll run it. I'm going to go ahead and run against MAGA in 2028. I am going to be the MAGA king in 2028, and I'm going to beat him. And I'm going to be the new Joe Biden. I'm going to be the new Michael Avenatti, whatever it would be." Because they're all kind of scratching their heads and saying, "Well, what does America not only need, but what does America want? And what does the Democratic Party stand for? If we don't stand for hating Donald Trump, and Donald Trump isn't running in 2028, what the hell are we going to do?" Right? So JB Pritzker goes after Donald Trump. I want to show you two videos. Get your reaction on this guy. And you guys know how I feel about Chris Christie. He's a never Trumper, but he has some good ideas. I think it's 100% state's attorney should be federal government and not state. I absolutely believe that, because there are so many times state's attorney have to go ahead and acquire counsel from the federal government that it just completely makes it a mess. And let's just be honest, state's attorneys understand their state laws, but not necessarily federal law. So why not just give them that federal oversight right away so we don't make mistakes? And then it also gives the federal government the ability to go ahead and remove states from targeting presidential candidates or people like they did Donald Trump. So state's attorneys have a lot of benefit. Thank you. Kevster says, hello, Amy, yes. Olivia, and the guy with the beard.
Oh, thanks,
they have beards too. They're just neatly trimmed.
Yes.
So moving on. Why are you rolling your eyes at me? Amy got it. Amy was with me. You just
got it too.
Amy's like, yeah, neatly trimmed, like Riker runway.
Yeah.
What's the problem? Is there something I need to know? Am I going to find out something? I'm not going to. Is it going to be like?
Oh golly. Gosh,
is it going to be like is it going to be a Jewish dick fro from like the 1970s? What's that?
What's that movie with It's not Adam Sandler. The other guy, the short guy that's funny. It's not Along Came Polly. He's that guy from Along Came Polly, but it's the movie where he marries the blonde girl.
Rob Reiner?
Rob
No.
Reiner?
No. Is that who it is? I don't know. I'm not good with famous people, but he's like famous. Was in oh shit.
Kevin
I'm so
Hart?
bad with movies.
Is he
No,
Blick?
he's a white
Was
guy.
he in-
He's like
was
Jewish,
he in
a short
SNL?
Jewish white guy.
Oh, that's
I
Rob
don't know.
Reiner?
No, I
Short
don't think it's Rob
Jewish white-
Reiner. I'm pretty
Dana
sure like
Carvey?
he's super famous. No,
Dana
he's
Carvey?
like no.
Short Jewish white guy.
He
That
named like
is-
half of
Oh,
Hollywood.
what's the movie?
right. You just named every lawyer in Hollywood.
just cannot think of this. I'm so bad with like
Pauly
celebrities.
Shore? Pauly Shore?
Nobody kind of looks like Pauly Shore from like, but like a long
Okay,
time ago.
listen,
Pauly Shore,
listen,
not
Amy,
now.
just tell the damn story. What about him?
Ben Stiller?
That's Ben Stiller. That's who it is. It's that guy.
Ben Stiller looks nothing like Pauly Shore.
Real from Rumble gets it. He's
Okay,
the one who said it.
congratulations.
Thank
but
you,
Ben
Real.
Stiller looks nothing like Pauly Shore. That's
No.
like
Okay, so
saying
Real
that
from Rumble. I need your help. What's the movie that he was in with the blonde girl from
Encino Man.
Couples Retreat? No, Couples Retreat. The blonde girl
Oh.
from that movie and him, where they get married and they go to Mexico on their honeymoon, and that it's the funniest like bush scene ever in like any movie ever. It's so funny.
I don't know. Scary Movie's pretty good.
Oh,
when he
yeah,
goes
Scary
and she's
Movie.
like, hee, it's been a while, and he puts on glasses and some hedge trippers, and he's like,
When he opens it, it's like bats come flying out.
yeah,
Yeah.
All right, can we stop? Okay, good.
Yeah,
So,
sorry.
Rob,
So
no,
inappropriate.
But
I'm
you,
so sorry.
but you saying that Pauly Shore looks like Ben Stiller is
Or like old
No.
Pauly
You
Shore,
said-
like young
it's
Pauly
like-
Shore.
It's like you saying that
Not even
Pritzker.
young Pauly Shore.
It's like you saying Pritzker looks like Brett Favre.
Should be some
it's
indication
like-
to everybody.
I'm just
Maybe
not
the-
good with.
Nazis across
Maybe
you know,
he
I'm
ate
just.
Brett Favre.
I don't like see people for like I don't like judge people on their appearance. So it's really hard for me to pick out characteristics, I think.
Oh, I
sometimes.
do, and we're gonna do that right
I
now.
know.
Here he is. This is
Yeah,
when
let's
he
do
was.
it.
This is like 25 pounds ago. He's trying to lose weight, because he has to run in 2028. So if he doesn't start now, he's not going to hit it. I mean, he's got like
Yeah.
at least a metric ton to lose. Here he is.
the United States celebrated. Neo-Nazis across the United States celebrated when he did that. That should be some indication to everybody about why this is so important for him to call out. Now, what has he followed up with? Jokes about Nazis. Jokes, like it's okay. And then showing up in a video presentation to the far right folks who are the most anti-Semitic in German politics, and and standing up for them and telling them, "I'm for you." That's bad for the United States. It's bad for Jews across the world. It's bad for Germany. And President Trump ought to be calling that out. If he doesn't agree with Elon Musk, if he doesn't agree with two Sig Heils at his own rally, and backing a party that backs Nazis, then he ought to say so. Why isn't Donald Trump speaking?
I want to be clear. It's not Sieg Heil. It's not Sieg Heil. It's Sieg. Ich den nein Berliner. If you're going to do it right, just say it right, you know? We don't say adios, adios. Let's, when in Rome, be a Nazi. This thing is so out of control. I mean, seriously, it is so out of control.
They need something. They're grasping at straws.
Oh,
And
it just wait.
anything.
It gets worse.
Ugh,
We haven't even begun to defy ourselves tonight. I'm serious. But Sieg Heil. Just say it right. You guys are stupid. What do you think of Pritzker, Amy? Does he have a chance? Because he's coming out. He's coming out like he's just ripping on Donald Trump. He's ripping on everybody that Trump's nominating. He's on CNN 24 hours, 7 days a week. I mean, he is the early front runner, but I mean, it's kind of hard when you're literally the size of a small planet.
So do I think he has a chance? Yes. Compared to Kamala Harris, I think that people are like, yes, thank you, Lord. Let's have her. Like, just no one liked her. She can't even have a conversation. At least this man can have a conversation. We may not like what he's saying. I may not even think that he's saying anything that's accurate whatsoever or intelligent in any way, but he's able to go on a show and hold his own for a few minutes. And, he might, and we always know what to gift him, right? He's always going to like food. He's going to be at every donut shop. He's going to do the meet and greets with the fans and everybody, I think he's going to do well for a while.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll last. I do not think he'll last. He might have a heart attack, and I'm not wishing that on him. I'm just saying he's big.
Don't you think that? Well, listen to this and then tell me your thoughts. There's a lot of baggage with this guy. He's already defied ICE. He was all about endorsing chemical castration for children. This is shitty, weird. Yeah, listen to this douche. And then, Olivia, I want your thoughts.
Okay.
We expanded Medicaid to cover gender-affirming surgeries. We brought inclusive LGBTQ plus curriculum into our schools so that all students now learn about the contributions of queer and trans trailblazers from Marsha P. Johnson and Harvey Milk.
Who?
The State Board of Education is implementing gender
Forget that
inclusive
math.
policies to ensure that our schools are welcoming and affirming. And I'm proud to say that my administration is the most diverse administration in state history.
One, you don't need to yell at the mic, dude. Just talk.
Love
you don't
it.
need to yell at people.
Or eat it.
Yeah.
This guy has celebrated Chicago. He doesn't see anything wrong with DEI. He doesn't see anything wrong with chemically castrating children. He doesn't see anything wrong with late-term abortions. He believes Elon Musk should apologize for something. So let me ask you a question, Libby.
He sounds perfect for the left. The far left will love him.
Oh, they'll love him for sure. And if he doesn't, like I said, he'll just eat them. How do you eat an elephant? Haven't you heard the old adage?
No.
One bite at a time.
Actually, no. You give it to Pritzker. Liv,
Yes.
Is there anything Elon Musk could say? Like, if he says, I'm very sorry, I did not mean to, whatever, just says, I'm sorry, I was wrong, I didn't mean to. Why do I sound like Schwarzenegger?
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't. Get down to the chopper. I don't know how Elon Musk sounds. I can do South African, but I don't know how to do it for Elon Musk. Liv, is there anything he could possibly say where they're going to be like, you know what? Thanks, Elon. We really appreciate it. Is there anything, or is the left just basically dog eat dog?
No, Trump and anyone in his cabinet is damned if they do, damned if they don't. They're never going to be able to do anything right. No matter what, they're going to find something, and the talking points are going to happen, and they're either going to spin it to make it look bad or whatever. There's nothing they can do. If it wasn't the whole Heil Hitler thing that Elon's speech, they would have picked something else out of the speech. They would have picked something that Trump said. They would have picked something that one of the other cabinet members said. There's no. And in my honest opinion, I think during this election, the people spoke, and they are sick of the trashing of the other candidates. They're sick of trashing and the divisiveness that has caused in this country. And I think that he's not going to get very far because he's relying on the people who hate Trump and trashing Trump to get him ahead. Well, the country spoke and he won the popular vote. He won the election. So not as many people hate Trump as they did in 2020. I don't think he's going to get very far. I think people are sick of it. And honestly, it's only the first week of his administration.
Right.
But it's going to be at least 3 years before people actually come out and primaries start happening and the debates and stuff like that for people to get really serious to run for president for 2028. Got to look at Trump's track record at that point. Are people going to be like, he's doing what he said he was going to do? Holy shit, my grocery bill went down by $100. My gas bill went down by $20 a fill up or whatever. Wow, holy cow. And I think people are going to look at that. And I think they're going to judge Trump for himself and on his actions and how he runs the country rather than what CNN says at this point.
Before Amy goes, speaking of elephants, what do you do with an elephant with 3 balls, Amy? Say, I don't know, Amy.
I don't know. I was trying to think of something clever.
I know.
You, Olivia, tell him.
You walk them and pitch to the rhino.
That is correct. You walk him and pitch to the rhino. It's absolutely correct. So, great joke. One of the best.
Oh, contacts.
If you can name the movie.
Oh, I didn't name the movie.
Can anyone name the movie? Name the movie for extra points.
A baseball movie.
No.
No, not at all. Actually, no.
Oh, then I have
You're
like
kidding.
Cool Runnings.
You're kidding.
You're way off.
You're kidding. No, I'm not. And if I was, I would say something like,
Yeah.
what do you call an elephant with 3 balls? What do you do with an elephant with 3 balls? Walk him and pitch to the rhino.
War. It's fantastic.
That's Hot Shots Part 2. Hot Shots Part 1
is where it is.
is where it's at. Let's not mix.
Let's
great
not
movies.
mix the hot shots.
All right, so here's why this is a big deal with Pritzker, because everyone, holy shit. Thank you, Thomas
Well,
Griffiths.
thank you, Thomas.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No message, Thomas. I want to see a message next time.
Well, he messaged me and he said he hasn't donated in a while and said Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you, Thomas. You're the best.
Thank you so much.
Listen, guys, just because we hit our goal, obviously, we need you. So tax time's coming up. We know it is for you too, but this is the slowest month. So you guys helping out. Thank you so much. Here's the problem with Pritzker is the Trump administration is saying that they have located between 70 to 80,000 kids that were the easy ones to find, basically, which was a clerical error or able to locate them. But now the real work begins.
Why couldn't they find them? If it was a clerical error, then where were these freaking kids during the Biden administration?
Because the Biden administration doesn't care. But
that's what I'm saying.
When we say a clerical error, they were given to, supposedly the guardian, and the whole processes sucked. So they have located, but now this is where the real work begins. And what's even more terrifying, that's still 230 to 260,000 kids, which aren't a clerical error. And where in the F are they? And I think we're going to find some stuff that's going to blow some lids off some things. So the problem is this guy like Pritzker is everybody's flipping out. Like we're deporting criminals. And they're like, oh my God, what do we do? You upset Colombia.
Who cares?
The only thing that Colombia does well is make great jackets, and that's not coming from Colombia. Okay? They send us flowers. Happy Valentine's Day. Oh, boo-hoo.
But they come from Ecuador. Our flowers, like all the Costco flowers here, like everything that's worth, they're all from Ecuador. You guys are all
You guys are lesbian and gay anyway. They're not giving you flowers. You guys are giving each other butt plugs and stuff. It's not going to be roses. all my coffee. Oh, please. You don't drink Cuban coffee.
Our coffee went up before this happened.
Your coffee's in Nigeria. Your coffee is from freaking Sumatra or Malaysia or Hawaii or Brazil. Give me a break. You're not buying Juan Valdez coffee. Those days are done. Fill it to the rim with brim. Use Senka. And get some Sara Lee coffee cake and shut the front door.
Ooh.
Here, I know, dude. Don't you remember?
That I'm in for.
Greatest comedy skits ever. He's like, don't you remember? These guys from Boston. He's just like, don't you remember when we were kids? He's like, people would come over and we would call it company. We're going to have company over. And your mom would go in the kitchen and she would get some Senka. She'd put it in there and stir it up. And she would put in the oven a Sara Lee coffee cake. She'd get it all cooked in the house and smell nice. And then the kids would try to grab some. Don't you eat that Sara Lee coffee cake. We got company coming. And then all of a sudden you're Bob, look who it is. It's Joe from across town. Come on in. Let's sit down. And we would talk and we'd celebrate company. Now, somebody knocks on your door. Father grabs a shotgun. Get down. Everyone down. Everyone down. Grandma starts coming out with her walker. Like, get down, Grandma. Creep towards the door and does a jungle crawl and see who it is. And shh, nobody talk. Everyone be quiet. And that's the way it is. But anyway, I digress. This is Selena Gomez. And I don't know who that is, except she was in a movie, I think, and she sang a song.
She's Justin Bieber's ex.
I have to see her.
Like I said, I don't know who she is.
She's a brunette little girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think she's cute. I don't know much about her, but she's
not.
cute.
She's not cute anymore. She's. Well, let's just watch the video, and you guys can tell me. But this ties into the Pritzker fear, right?
Is she part of the Diddy parties?
I'm sure.
Oh,
aren't they all? Aren't they all?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Senka, some Sara Lee coffee cake, dude. With the pecans on it. You guys remember this thing came in tin foil and you drizzled the white stuff all over it?
Yes.
And there was like, you put butter, right? Like the last 3 minutes in the oven. And you just put it in the oven for like 125 for like 10 minutes. And then just put a couple slices of butter on there and then throw it on a plate and serve it. Oh, so good.
Do you remember Viennetta?
My parents couldn't afford Sara Lee, so I never had Sara Lee.
That's because you're white trash. We're not talking about you.
Oh,
so
now we know what she gave for Valentine's Day.
I remember Viennetta, yeah, and yeah, I do. Do you remember the Avon lady?
Yeah, I still have Avon makeup.
I still have the pair of orange scissors that my mom bought like 30 fucking years ago, and they still work. Just like a razor blade. Hey, why did you downvote us? Dude, fat fingers.
Talking about Avon.
Here's Selena
Sara Lee cake.
Here's Selena Gomez. Have yourself some Sanka. Here it is.
I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked. The children. I don't understand. I'm so sorry.
So fake.
I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything, I promise.
What is she crying over?
What is she crying
context?
over?
Yeah, what's the context here? This is awful.
Calm it down. I'm going to give it to you. That all of her relatives and family are being deported.
Love it.
No, it's not Timberlake. It's Bieber.
Well,
Don't you have a Bieber song that you could do? Doesn't he do
I
something
don't
like
listen to
I'm
him.
a believer
ouch,
now.
Did he stop? Ouch, did he stop? What?
Horrible.
Is that wrong? I thought
love
that was
him
a
now.
song. I thought that was a song.
No, I
love him now.
never really listened
He's
to
got
him.
a Christian album out. It's like 7 songs.
Bieber?
Yes, he's
I
become
know
a
his
born again
Christmas song.
Christian. No,
Okay, now you're
he's
making me-
become
now
a
you're
born
making me
again
feel bad.
Christian. He has 7 Christian songs, and they're
Okay.
really good. And
All
I
right.
I've really grown to like him. I never listened to his music before, but now I'm like, I'm in.
What's that Christmas
I'm a
song that
believer.
I have to hear?
Shoddy with you.
Fucking
Under
shoot
the
me.
freaking mistletoe.
Shoot me
hate that
in the
song.
face. Like if you say shoddy one more time, Bieber. Listen, I don't mean to make fun of. If something happened to him with Diddy, it's horrible and all that. But
Horrible.
I've never been a Bieber fan. But if he's coming around and grown up, then good for him. Good for him. I'm glad. But there's
Would
no
you like to
reason.
get your butt out of the camera?
Selena, just get her down, honey.
He
Selena
heard
Gomez.
Bieber. It was like, what?
Selena Gomez. Why does she have a bunch of illegals? Isn't she a multimillionaire? Can't she just bribe the government and like put them up in a house and buy them a green card? Why is she? I can't do anything. Sure, you can. You can give them some money so they can go have a nice house in Mexico or something. But I don't quite understand why Selena Gomez.
I'm not believing that. I don't
either.
believe it. I don't think it's her family. Maybe she's just upset for like the general people who are criminals being deported. And I have a great solution for that. I have 2 solutions for that. One,
Sure.
all these celebrities can get together and buy an island, and they can put all of them there, and they can move there with them. Because if they think they're so freaking fantastic that their own freaking countries don't want them back,
Right.
then you take them. You guys
How
want
bad-
them? Have them. Like,
How bad must they be that Colombia is like,
we don't want to.
no, man, we're good, man. We're all right.
Yeah, we got enough criminals here. It's horrible.
You know what? Nah, we're good.
Yeah.
You keep them. You're fine.
Yeah.
We've got our people. We've got everybody we want. Listen, when you've got so many beans, you got so many burritos. We're good. Too many of them. Nah, Vato, we're good. Vato Trump, we're set. I know I'm doing Mexico, but it doesn't matter. Mexican, Cuban, it's all the same thing.
It's all the same.
I think Trump is better this time because he has no fucks to give. I don't mean to cuss, but he has no fucks to give. He really doesn't. He's just like, oh yeah, you're not going to take these people? Fine. We're going to go ahead and embargo. We're going to go ahead and seize your cash. We're going to go ahead and remove all work visas from all Colombians. We're going to go ahead and shut down your embassy. And we're going to go ahead and put 25% tariffs on for a week. And if it gets worse, we're going to go to 50%. And this guy, literally, his huevos rancheros sucked up into his throat and said, how about I send my presidential plane? Can you imagine Trump saying, we're going to send you Air Force One? My ass. So I think it's great. liberals are melting down. Of course, because it's socialist Cuba. It's one of their favorite places on the world. Of course. Does this shock you that, seriously, ladies? That,
the only place better would be Venezuela.
Right. But seriously, does it even shock you that liberals are maligning themselves with Colombia over the United States? I mean, how is this even surprising?
No, it's not, because they've been backing the illegals since the beginning. It's always been illegals over Americans.
Right.
And I will say, I don't actually believe this. I've seen a ton of videos with like far left liberals who are crying about the DEI crap, but then they're like, yeah, deport those illegal immigrants. Like they're like, we hate Trump, but we're glad he's deporting. So I've seen tons of videos like that. So I don't believe this at all either. I think it's just a ploy by the media, by the celebrities who are paid by the media to spin a narrative, to say, no, but this is horrible. It's actually wonderful. I don't want criminals here. I don't want to be afraid that I'm going to be murdered or my family's going to be murdered by an illegal criminal.
Okay, hold on a second. How do you know that you don't want to be gang raped and decapitated?
I've never had it happen. Right. I've never had it happen.
Don't knock it till you try it.
It's true. I have not had a personal experience with that. However, I'm confident because I have basic common sense that I don't want this for myself or my family or anyone I care about. So
I'm pretty sure too.
You know, I think any celebrity that is complaining that the illegals are being deported, I think that Venezuelan gang leader needs to go and squat at their house, and then they can decide how much they really want them here.
Do you know what Trump should have done? Yeah. He should have just turned the plane around and dropped them off in Martha's Vineyard.
Yes.
Because that gets results. That shit got results, dude. DeSantis, he's like, huge. I'm going to do one thing no one's ever done is I'm going to drop him in Martha's Vineyard. And DeSantis is like, what up, man? I did that. Just shut up, DeSanctimonious. I did it. It's Donald Trump. You know, just crush him. Put him in Martha's Vineyard. You know? I mean, seriously. Drop him off at California. And California doesn't care. Like, they're going to be able to tell the difference.
Oh, my God.
Just drop them off in California. You know what? Here's the best thing. It's a socialist country. Just go ahead and give them one parachute and say, go ahead and spread the wealth. Share that around. There's some reappropriation of parachutes. You guys can all share the same one, right? Because nobody owns anything. Give them one parachute. It's time to take the gloves off. Let's send a message. Do you know that we had 712 border crossings yesterday? That's it, 712.
Really?
This is toward Olivia's Mama Judy. Well, what about Matt's picture?
Olivia's picture? Yeah, thanks, Judy.
I guess Amy and I don't get them. That's fine.
That's okay.
It's all right. We'll figure it out. We'll scrounge.
I'll collect cans.
Yes. That should work.
I used to do that when I was a kid.
So did I. I do it all the time.
Yeah, so did I. Who didn't?
My uncles were in their young 20s, and so they always partied. So on Sundays, my mom would drive us over to the apartment.
You know what I used?
Go through all the trash to get the beer bottles and go trade them in.
And did your dad install a can crusher for you in the garage so you could crush them? Because my dad did.
No. Let me tell you what happened. So I started doing that, and it started getting, but the problem is aluminum started kind of going obsolete because plastic was starting. But I used to do glass bottles. Then when I grew up a little bit, I did aluminum, but then a lot of plastic started. So this is what so when they knocked it down, it used to be for aluminum. It used to be like for a pound of aluminum. It was good money. It was, I don't know, $5,
like
$10.
5 cents a can.
Yeah, it was 5 cents a can.
It was expensive.
Yeah.
So what I did is before they started measuring my size is I would take my dad's fishing lures and I would drop them into the can and then step on it. And that would add, after you put about 100 fishing lures that are like these that all weigh, 2 or 3 ounces, I would make a metric shit ton.
And how mad did your dad get when he found out you were taking the lures?
So let me tell you the second part of the story. So we go up to Lake Casitas to go catch some trout. And we drive 45 minutes to go up there. And my dad would get bear claws at the gas station. And then we would go in front of the lodge and we would open up the canned lighting that would pull out, like the little and stick our bear claws up there and put them up there because we didn't have microwaves to warm them up. So we did that. Then we would get our fishing gear on. And then we would go and pull the boat and go ahead and get out to the middle of the lake. And my dad is tying off line and everyone's getting ready and baiting the hook. And he's like, not the fishing lures, but the little, the
Like
sinkers
the weights.
with the
Yeah.
weights. And he's like, what the my dad had no problem. 8 years old, 6 years old, 2 years old out of the womb. What the fuck? We're checking his vest, checking all 16 pockets, and pulls out his tackle box and opens it up, and it's 15-fold staircase looking for these leaders and weights, sinkers. What the flying fuck is going? And then pulls out his second tackle box and looks over at my brother Wade. Wade, where the hell are the sinkers? Where are the leaders? He's like, Dad, I don't know. They were in there a couple of weeks ago, and I'm sitting here like, oh, fuck. I hope those bear claws are going to be done soon because I'm going to just get my last meal. All of a sudden looks over at my sister and Kelly, where are the sinkers and the leaders? She's like, I don't know. And then all of a sudden, all three of them look at me, and I'm like, I couldn't lie. And I'm like, what did you do with them? Where are they? And then my brother's like, you stupid son. He's like, did you go ahead and empty all the tackle box for those soda cans? I'm like, no, I didn't do it. No, it wasn't me. And I have never got a whooping that bad in my life. I didn't get a bear claw. I didn't eat until I got home that night. It was horrible. Just scarring. I don't know why that story came up other than collecting soda cans was fun. But needless to say, I got my ass whooped, and one of the many, many ass whoopings I got from my father. Just one of many. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth decides to go ahead and show up to work today. Isn't that great? He actually went into work. He didn't move the cat. Get the cat down.
Kitty cat, you got to stop.
Kitty cat is not part of the show. I don't spend the money on this camera to have the stupid cat on here. So Pete Hegseth goes into the Pentagon, decides to go ahead and get on. Thank you, Jane Bush, for pictures. Thank you, Jane.
Thank you, Jane.
Olivia doesn't get anything for pictures because they're just going right to Amy and I.
Yeah.
Pete Hegseth shows up to work, doesn't dial in, doesn't do a Zoom call. He actually physically goes into the Pentagon, and I have his interview here. And let me tell you, man, I was so proud of him. Oh. Did you see it? Amy?
No, I didn't. I was just like, it's rough right now here.
Hold on.
Just take a live look at the Pentagon where
Go, Amy.
No, I was just saying how rough it is because pretty much everyone who lives here works in D.C.
So many people are getting attacked.
Shut up, Selena Gomez. Try it one more time.
No, I was just literally talking about how it's just been rough to hear everyone who's either been forced out of their job or has chosen to leave or doesn't know. And actually, they probably found out today if they were going to have a job or not. So waiting to hear. Yeah.
A lot of them.
I'm like, well, I'll help y'all sell your houses.
Right. It's like, where do you want to move to?
Sorry. I'm sorry. But
so Jarmo Burns is a new listener. He says, not so funny. Oh, but not everything's going to be a winner. Ask your parents. So anyway, moving on. Pete Hegseth is, he needs to be welcomed just like everybody. He can take it. He can handle it. He's going to be a big boy. He's fine. My dad was a chronic abuser, dude. He used to beat me, put cigarettes out of my chest, rode the car over me like 16 times, all because
that explains a lot. Did he hit your head?
Listen, I don't appreciate the mocking of my abusive childhood that wasn't abusive that way.
I was gonna say your father was not abusive that way.
No, he was a different type of abusive. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't kick my ass a couple times and spank me. Like there were a couple times.
You had it coming.
Oh, totally. Sometimes.
Yeah.
But then there were times I didn't. But he was the mental type. He didn't. When he said he was disappointed in you, you basically just wanted to jump off of a very tall building. You know, you're just like, oh God, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disappoint you. You know, but my dad had to deal with my mom, so he gets a lot of leeway with me. Because that woman was like a vampire.
That woman can drive anyone freaking insane.
Right. Here's Pete Hegseth, in my opinion, was fantastic. And this is what I knew we would get from Pete Hegseth. I've watched him closely. I've read his book. He's a very articulate. I have friends who are friends with him. He is a very smart human being. Thomas says, it's okay, Matt. You can show the pouty lip on that one. She sniped you. Yeah, I'm aware. I saw it. But what's cool is that I've grown up. Like I would have made a hurtful retort, but I didn't. I took it, and I took it well, and I certainly would not stoop to being a juvenile and retaliate sometime during the show when she least expected. I would.
Sure, I'm waiting.
Here's
I'm
Pete.
waiting.
Here's Pete Hegseth.
I'm lost. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I'm lost.
It's okay. Just get a drink. And it usually solves it. Here's Pete Hegseth, folks. Listen to this. It's a fantastic 3 minutes, and then we will get everybody's reaction.
Breaking news right now. Let's take a live look at the Pentagon, where the new Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is just now showing up.
That is something the Defense Department absolutely will continue to do. And today there are more executive orders coming that we fully support on removing DEI inside the Pentagon, reinstating troops who were pushed out because of COVID mandates, Iron Dome for America. This is happening quickly. And as the Secretary of Defense, it's an honor to salute smartly, as I did as a junior officer and now as the Secretary of Defense, to ensure these orders are complied with rapidly and quickly. Every moment that I'm here, I'm thinking about the guys and gals in Guam, in Germany, in Fort Benning and Fort Bragg, on missile defense sites and aircraft carriers. Our job is lethality and readiness and warfighting. We're going to hold people accountable. I know the chairman agrees with that. The lawful orders of the President of the United States will be executed inside this Defense Department.
At this point, I was like, "Oh God, please be a U.S. plane, please be a U.S. plane," right? Because I am so terrified that something bad's going to happen, and I think everybody should be. So I hear that plane, and I've been to the Pentagon a million times, and there's always something going and flying around, whether it be civilian or military. But still, my heart just kind of was like, "Oh God, just please, nothing crazy."
Quick sidebar on that. Are they running like some kind of drill lately? Or is it just okay? I'm like, it's crazy right now.
Running,
it's constant and crazy.
Yeah, I told you there was
helicopters and
yes. Well, the Blackhawks are going over our hound, but listen to the rest of this. It's actually really good.
Swiftly and without excuse. We will be no better friend to our allies and no stronger adversary to those who want to test us and try us. So, Mr. Chairman, thanks for
See you, Bobby.
Today. I look forward to serving the troops, the warriors of this department. It's the honor of a lifetime, and we're going to get to work. God bless you all. What's your wristband? This right here is Jorge Olivia. He was killed in Afghanistan. He was asked about what I wear on my wrist every single day. It was a troop I served with, a soldier I served with in Guantanamo Bay when I was a platoon leader. He was killed in Afghanistan, not in my unit, but when I was there. It's these guys that we do this for, those that have given the ultimate sacrifice.
Additional troops to be sent to the border soon?
Whatever is needed at the border will be provided, whether that is through state active duty, Title 32 or Title 10, because we are reorienting. This is a shift. This is not the way business has been done in the past. This is the Defense Department will support the defense of the territorial integrity of the United States of America at the southern border, to include reservists, National Guard.
Dude, what is Debbie Hensley paying for feet photos of you for their live? What do I need to know?
Are you seeing Rumble chat now?
Excuse me. Just everyone shut up.
Did you get an OnlyFans account, Liv?
Shut up.
Shut it. Inside joke.
Shut it. I'm not a jealous man in no way, shape, or form, but those feet are mine. Every inch of them are mine. Yes, I have a foot fetish, and anyone who's watched the show for more than 4 years knows that. There's something great about a foot massage. It's just one of the sexiest things in the world. You leave my wife's feet alone. Those are my feet. You keep your hands off her feet and your eyes. She's not taking any photographs of her feet for you. Sick people. All of a sudden, a donation came through and said, first installment of my autographed feet picture.
Oh my God, Debbie.
I get it, Debbie. They're adorable.
I love it, Debbie.
There it is, Debbie. There it is. There it is.
Oh, goodness,
love it, Debbie.
Such an inside joke. This is
obviously. Is it? Why don't you tell it?
It's been going on for too long. This is the type of chat that happens all night on Rumble.
Yeah, it doesn't explain the joke. We're still waiting for an explanation.
I don't even remember.
Why are you selling feet pics and not doing OnlyFans and making us millions? We can quit this shit and just do OnlyFans. I mean, you just be like, MILF, almost GILF,
Oh my goodness.
ready to show her feet.
Oh,
all right.
I don't know.
Here's
I don't remember how it started.
Here's the rest.
And active duty in compliance with the Constitution, the laws of our land, and the directives of the Commander-in-Chief.
The possibility of invoking the Insurrection Act, yes?
Those will be decisions made by the White House. I look forward to conversations about anything we need to do to ensure we're securing our southern border.
Mr. Secretary, how are you going to change military training?
I'm sorry?
Are you going to change military training?
Gross, Amy. That's gross. No. Sorry. You took a very cute, innocent thing and turned it gross.
What did I miss?
Nothing.
What I missed.
Amy.
I can't see
I just
comments
saw it.
anymore.
You don't
I don't
want
see
to.
comments anymore.
You don't want to. It's gross.
Military training will be focused on the readiness of what our troops in the field need to deter our enemies. More rapid fielding, more rapid opportunity to train as we fight will be something we want our units to do across the spectrum. One more. Staff and other members of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Standing with it right now. We look forward to working with them. Thank you.
What a racist.
Yeah, such a Nazi. Hey, try not to go ahead and grope anybody on the way to your office.
Right.
It's funny. You got a 4-star admiral right there, and he just puts him on the shoulder. So comfortable.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Kev.
The Kev's turn towards Matt's picks for being a good sport. Hey, no problem, Kev. It's what we do.
So I'm the only one who didn't get picks donations.
Right,
donations.
But you get this commercial.
But Leroy's not here.
Here's a commercial in your honor.
The DUM store is veteran-owned with a 5-star diamond rating for service and satisfaction. We offer quality products like coffee, shirts, hoodies, and hats, all made by veterans. Shop with confidence, backed by hundreds of 5-star reviews. Use code DUM10 to save 10%. Visit thedumshow.com today. Thank you for your support.
What do you guys think of Pete Hegseth? Amy, your thoughts on him? I already know that I love the guy, and I think he's going to be an excellent. He's a great communicator.
Yeah,
I think he's got his shit together. He seems comfortable immediately. What are your thoughts?
I think I have never slept with him or dated him, and I don't have children with him, so I love him. I feel like there's a lot of people who don't like him for that reason. I thought it was wonderful to see all of his children there when he was being sworn in. I think he has definitely changed. He has become a Christian. And I really think he's very endearing. I think he's definitely grown up over the last 5, 10, 5, 8, 9 years, whatever it's been. He's definitely changed as a human, and I really enjoy him. And yes, he's made a ton of poor moral and ethical decisions, in my opinion, but I'm not the ultimate judge. I just care about how he helps run the country, and I think he's going to do a phenomenal job. I love him.
Anonymous. Liv, your thoughts?
Yes.
I have absolutely no issue. I didn't see him getting sworn in, so I didn't see his family. But like we had this conversation last week. Why are we holding stuff against people that they did when they were a teenager and young 20s and in military? I mean, pointless. I've always liked him since he's been on Fox, and I think he'll do great. I don't have any issues whatsoever with him.
I don't either. I would like to see him. I mean, he obviously wrote a simple note that had DEI, and DEI was crossed out, and pretty much an 86 DEI, and sent notice that this is over. We're not doing this shit anymore. And
That's how it needs to be in the military.
Right. And you know what? People will resign but here's the thing. Trump is going, and there was like 8,000 veterans who were forced to resign because they didn't want to get the jab. Well, he's giving them back pay. And it's, is it predicated upon them taking the job again? No. They are going to receive back pay. If they want to be reinstated, they can. I would not recommend it, because you're just going to get bushwhacked by command. I mean, they're going to force you out, but it doesn't matter. The point is maybe what we do is we fix these things, and they have a year to come back. And then once all these idiot jackass DEI hires and stupid generals and admirals are relieved, then you can finally get some real men and women who have some skin in the game that's a little bit thicker than this paper tiger bullshit that we've been seeing.
Honestly, if someone's going to quit their job because they're upset that DEI is over, good fucking riddance.
Yes.
Go.
Yes.
I don't want you there in the first place.
Yeah. Joint Chiefs of Staff do not need to be, they serve at the pleasure of the president. First installment of my autographed feet picture.
That was the donation, yes.
I got something autographed for you there,
Thanks,
Debbie.
Debbie.
It's going to have to be a panoramic view, though.
Oh.
So anyway,
Oh,
I thought we were pulling out all the stops tonight since Olivia is selling off parts of her body online.
Not selling her body parts. That's on the black market. That's like her kidneys. She's selling photos.
I didn't tell you about my OnlyFans account. Sorry.
That's fine. Just as long as I get the checks, I don't care. So
it's her and Pete's Hegseth. So
like I've said, is it just pick an Avalanche player? That's all I ask. So we're gonna go and do a quick segment in the sports. And it's only going to be like a 2-minute thing. And this is the statement: Philadelphia fans are the trash.
Ugh,
they are the
yes.
Why did I get a downvote? What? It's not my fault. My wife's selling feet pictures. Okay, so don't.
No, that would get up votes, not down votes.
I don't know. We've lost 26 viewers since I've started talking about it. So maybe your feet aren't as popular as
because they haven't seen them yet.
Okay, well, anyway, let's move on. Philadelphia fans, like, this stuff is stupid. Okay, you understand that when your team wins something, you've done nothing. You haven't accomplished anything. You didn't earn it. I watched them every single. No, you chose to watch them for entertainment. You didn't do anything. You didn't help score a touchdown. Okay, you're the 13th man. Nobody cares. Okay. Nobody cares about the sixth man, seventh man in hockey. Nobody cares about the second man in tennis, or if you're playing couples, watching the third man. Nobody cares. Okay, you're a fan. You pay their salary. That's where the relationship ends. And when you want to go up and go, "Hi, Mr. Rick Johnson, can I have your autograph?" and you're 76 years old, maybe, and you step in front and you just like literally slash a child to step in front of them, you're taking it too seriously. Okay. If you paint your face and you get tattoos, I don't care about that. But the problem I have is when you try to hurt other people for doing the exact same stupid shit that you do, and because your team somehow won this year, that you're better, but you weren't there, exactly like that guy last year. It's ridiculous. Here is the video. This is going to make Olivia mad. We're big sports fans. But this just shows you that Philadelphia is trash. Here it is. Folks, can we get some upvotes? Because a couple people put some downvotes, and I don't know why. What's up?
She's getting the cat because the cat won't leave me alone.
Cool.
Right
Would you
now.
grab me some water in the liberal tears, honey? Thank you. Here's the video. Judy, we're just teasing. We're not. I'm joking. You don't need to explain. I understand the foot pictures joke. I remember. And remember when I first started and someone says, "Do you have an OnlyFans account? You should do it." And I said, "Oh, I already have one." And then the rumor started. And then all of a sudden, everyone's like, "Oh my God, get Matt's OnlyFans account." People are like,
Hayden walks in right when Matt says, "I've got an OnlyFans account."
Okay, here we go. Let's watch this. Here it is. Watch. This is a Washington Redskin after they literally got stomped, 55 to like what, 23 or some shit. I mean, it was obliteration. I mean, it very much resembled what happened to the real Indians. Here's the. Video.
Do we expect anything else from Washington? Sorry.
That's what. Well,
I'm not a fan, but I know we live here. They're not my team, so I don't care.
Oh, I remember, Judy. I remember it very well. I was just teasing. You guys are awful excited to go lose to Kansas City like you're going to. I mean, seriously. Congratulations. You get to go lose to Kansas City.
I hate Philly.
Seriously.
Listen, if you're even laughing at him, fine. This guy might have been the biggest shit talker. He might have been throwing shit in the stands. Fine. But here's the problem I have. Thank you, honey. Right here.
That's assault right there.
That's assault, and
yes,
it's also theft. It's also theft.
Yep.
Liv, you go first.
They're just assholes. I think there's a special place in hell for Philadelphia sports fans and New York Yankee fans. They can all go there and burn there for the rest of their lives because they all suck.
Debbie says, what exactly is that panoramic pic of so I can ask for it specifically? I'll tell you this, it's bigger than the size of a baby's arm. Amy, go ahead.
So.
Oh my goodness.
Thoughts on it? I mean, come on, you're a sports fan.
There's a couple things. One, I'll say this about the baby arm. There is someone who has a vanity plate that says baby arm on the back of their vanity plate. They live.
That's outstanding.
We know them. So they're awesome people too. They're hilarious. Two, we talk about Philadelphia being such a freaking armpit of America so much. I feel like this should be like a new segment on the show of like why Philadelphia is the absolute worst place ever. I mean, I think
we love
like
Pennsylvania. We love Pennsylvania.
I go to Pennsylvania all the time. It's so close. I'm there all the time. Would love to take my kid to Philadelphia. Thank you, Jane. Thank you. I would love to. Thank you, Jane. I didn't see the bottom part because I'm blind. Thank you, Jane. You're the best.
I'm sorry. We actually misspelled it. It says for Leroy, not Leamy. I'm sorry. Totally misspelled. I'm just kidding.
Leroy.
Leorami. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just really don't like Philadelphia at all. I'd love to take my children there to like for the history and all the wonderful things that you could actually see there, but I would be too afraid.
And the hepatitis.
It's just dangerous.
It's just a shithole. They're like, let's go ahead and jump off this bus and go see Benjamin Franklin's. Yeah. No, I'm not. No.
We have enough history here in Virginia. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm like, there's two places I will no longer go, Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia. And that sucks because like, that's my jam. You know, that is like the history. But I have no desire to go down to Washington. I mean, the fact that I can't carry in the nation's capital is just the most ridiculous thing in the world.
So now we can. You got to get a permit, and now we can carry.
Good luck.
But we got to get the permit. I know.
Yeah, that's like getting a permit in Maryland.
You got to take it's a 22-hour class. And the paperwork, I don't know. I think it's only like 4 pages or something. I don't know. But you can now do that. It's, yeah.
Gene says, no, it's not. Don't generalize. Every place has their idiots. You're absolutely right. Every place has their idiots. Philadelphia's a shithole. I'm sorry.
Yeah. We've been there.
At least all their sports.
I've been there many times. It's let me be clear. I didn't say the people. The politics. It is corrupt.
Dangerous.
The way it's dangerous. The way they hold votes. It's democratically run. It's a shithole. I'm sorry. So's Los Angeles. So's Denver.
Smells.
So's Detroit. Most big cities are shitholes. It's nothing against the Philadelphia people. They're fans. I'm sorry. I've been to a Philadelphia Flyers game on more than one occasion. Same. I've been to the Eagles. I've been to the 76ers. Okay? I've been to the Phillies. Your fans are trash. And I'm sorry. There's nothing personal. If you throw D batteries at people, you're a horrible person. If you throw ice balls at play, you're a horrible person. If you throw bags of fecal matter, then it's not just a one-off. It is a staple inside those stadiums. And it's unacceptable. It's not personal. I said the people are fine. And yes, some people ruin it for everybody. But let's face it, Philadelphia is not a great place to live. It really isn't. And there's nothing personal about that. It's one guy's opinion. So there it is. Amy, did you have anything you wanted to go ahead and put on there?
Nope.
Yeah, don't get upset. Don't get upset. I'm just it's not me. See, this is why people get so frustrated. I'm from Los Angeles. Ventura. And Los Angeles is a shithole. I'm aware of it. You know? And it's okay. Yeah. Some of the people are amazing. I mean, gosh, my family's, I love them. But I can say that Los Angeles is a shithole. And I can say, why was she banned? Amy? Wait, Amy, why did you ban her?
Who? I can't see the comments. Dang it.
She banned somebody else for hitting on somebody.
I was like, don't ban that lady just because she's defending
somebody
her
else
city.
because they were hitting on people, so it was probably a bot.
Oh, Anna C. going. Oh, yeah. What a rack. So, no, ma'am, don't get mad. I'm just saying, Philadelphia itself. Olivia and I stayed in Philadelphia I've been there a couple times.
3 days, I think.
We stayed there for 3, and the amount of gunshots, like, it's enough, you know. And I'm not kidding. I've stayed the night in Miami. I've stayed in pretty much every major city across the United States, and Philadelphia is one of the worst.
I can tell you that we stayed in Hollywood the following year, right next to the Chinese Theater,
bad too.
And I was more nervous about Philly than I was Hollywood. If that tells you.
Yeah,
anything.
and Hollywood, I mean, there are people doing heroin and like literally just like you could smell them from 100 miles away. Kimberly, thank you. Monday night.
Oh,
yes,
thanks,
it is.
Kimberly.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So it's not personal. I mean, listen, Philadelphia has a rich history. I wish we could participate in it without getting killed. Listen.
It's nothing personal. We just value our lives.
Yeah, we don't want to get raped and murdered in that order. Or murdered and raped in that order, too. That's not good either.
It's awful.
That's even
both
worse.
bad.
It's even worse. Like, what is he doing to my body? Oh, my God. I didn't know my leg could do that. Moving on. This show isn't for me. This is just evil. It's just wrong.
It's been a lot tonight. If it's your first time, we're not always like this, I promise.
No, we're usually better.
Worse.
I am.
We are.
Amy's like,
I'm not cussing tonight as much as everyone else is.
I did. I cussed twice, I think.
You always cuss. You're foul-mouthed. You need to go count rosary. Michelle Farrell-Lineberger says,
I did.
Is Philly like Chicago? Yeah, it's a shithole. Chicago's a shithole, too. Yeah, it's got beautiful history. It's got amazing buildings. It's got great sports teams, kind of. I'm not a Chicago fan. I'm not a big city fan. Like, the only big city that I have felt truly, truly comfortable in that I am no longer comfortable in is Nashville. And Nashville's trash.
I felt fine in Denver when we lived there.
Not
I never
anymore.
had an issue. Not anymore. But I never had an issue when we were there.
No, but I didn't have an issue with Los Angeles and I didn't have a problem. I didn't have a problem with a lot of places when, 20 years ago, 25 years ago. But the big cities are rotten cesspools of hell. They just suck.
Yeah. I feel that way about Baltimore. I was completely fine as like a 21-year-old walking alone in Baltimore, like going to the club. But now that I have kids, I'm like, that was really stupid. I'm lucky to be alive.
It's not designed to hurt anybody. I'm just saying it's a shithole. It's liberal ran. That's it. And there are some decent cities, but you got to understand. I mean, it's like Omaha, Nebraska isn't anything to shake a stick at. Big cities are just designed to be liberal cesspools of crime and drugs and violence, and they are. There's a reason why 37 of the top 50 cities are liberally ran that are the most violent in America. That's not an accident. Okay? And the reason why a lot of conservative states red is because of the cities. And the funny thing is the other 17 that are conservatively ran is because they are next to a very large red or blue city. And people have left that blue city and infiltrated the red cities, and now those are turning into cesspools. This is what happened to Dallas. People left Houston, went into Dallas, and just turned Dallas into a shithole. Phoenix is not bad. I lived in Phoenix for a long time. I liked Phoenix, but there's places I'll never go in Phoenix. Sure, if you go north of Camelback, it's fantastic. There's a lot of places I would not go in Phoenix. You know what I mean?
Right, that's every city. Like every city has like that. There's like a couple good places and you're fine. But that's but also there's also places you don't freaking go no matter the time of the day. Right. You're panicking if you turn the wrong way. It's And that's like the majority of a lot of them.
I stand corrected. About 17 miles outside of Philadelphia at city proper, there's this little place where the street turns left and then it goes right. And then it's got a stop sign, the mailbox right there on that corner is just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. I love that place. I would go back and live there if I could. Moving on. Albuquerque, shithole.
Oh my God, excuse me.
Total. Did you just burp?
Yes. I'm having a bad day.
First your feet, now you're doing
I
like
need to go.
Isn't like octalotropophy is what that's called? Isn't that there a porn name for that? Where people burp and make noises with their bodily functions is like octalotropophy or some shit.
And we've all learned something new today. So, thank you.
I'm just Jeez, Liv. Liv, are you okay? You gonna do it again? You done?
Okay.
It's like we have an 11-year-old boy in here right now. Oh my goodness.
Emotional, damn it.
There you go.
Jeez Louise. I can't believe these hosts. I got to find new people. Send some more donations, folks. We got to hire new people. All right. So listen, leftists.
Wait, we're going to get paid?
No.
Oh, goodness.
No, they're not. No, they're you snorted. What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
You just snorted.
It was at this moment that Nathan knew. He fucked up.
All right. All right. Liv, are you done?
Yes, I'm fine.
I needed this today. It's been a long week.
Has it been a long week?
Oh, goodness.
Yes.
Okay, we're done.
Yes.
Oh.
The only thing that leftists have are the price of eggs. They are actually upset. They're very frustrated. And they are saying that it's been 5 days and eggs are still extraordinarily expensive. Thanks,
They went up
Donald
again.
Trump.
I'm pissed.
Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe it's because
$8.
like Joe Biden killed 12.5 million chickens before he left office in a preventive measure for the bird flu, which did not prove that it would stop it, but just killed 12.5 million chickens because preventive maintenance.
Yeah. Which is, I'm curious about this because I was doing some research about that, right? So I almost understand. I can understand the logic there, but why are you still selling lettuce, broccoli, and whatever else that could be contaminated with listeria? Like, it's still for sale in the store, even though it's been recalled for weeks now. So why are we selling listeria, but salmonella is not okay?
I love that song. Listeria when you're near.
Did the last donation pop up? Because I put it in. But
that was
I don't know
Matt.
if it popped up.
I didn't see it. Where was it?
I don't know. I put it in here. I'll delete it and then redo it so it comes up.
Damn crickets. So, needless to say, eggs. Eggs are what
$8.
lefties are concerned about. They're not talking about executive orders.
Pissed.
Listen, sounds like you guys are mad. Maybe this video's for you. Did you guys want to jump on the bandwagon? Let's go blame Trump. 5 days in office and eggs are still expensive. Folks, I want to let you know something. Prices don't come down. Cost of living can come down and wages can go up, but food prices are never coming down. That's not the way this works. You might see some fluctuation, but eggs are going to be more expensive than when they were. That's just the way this works. That's why inflation is so fucking bad. Now, they're going to blame Joe Biden, but Joe Biden and all the Democrats are going to blame Trump, but it has nothing to do with him. First installment for Matt's baby arm picture. Wow.
Thank you, Debbie.
They're going to need more than $20, I'll tell you that.
Debbie's the best.
Debbie is amazing. I love Debbie.
Thank you, Debbie.
So inflation, energy prices, bad decisions, this is what caused these situations. So you can blame Donald Trump all you want, but what it comes down to is inflation needs to get down to a steady number. Then the American dollar can get stronger. Creating jobs, which is not the government's job, it's the private sector. So deregulating small businesses, these will all have an impact on the economy. It's interesting. I just realized for the first time tonight, I'm actually speaking about something with somewhat educated way. I've been kind of just knuckle dragging it throughout the show tonight. But trust me, I do this from time to time, pretty much every night, except for tonight, because the ladies are doing really
out of control
tonight. What? I didn't say that. Here we go. Eggs, folks. Eggs. Watch this. This is all they have. This is all they have. The next videos are all going to be.
Have you seen the sudden influx of Democrats making videos about the high price?
Stupid meltdowns. Enjoy this.
Some groceries.
Well, I just left the grocery store. I hope that all you that voted for Trump are really enjoying the price of those eggs.
And it's not just one or two.
Glenn Hafford said, lots of laughs can't be worth that much, Matt. See, Glenn, are we good enough friends where I can go ahead and come back? Or do I have to curb my tongue here? Let me know. And I'll come back on you and we'll see. Here it is.
Ooh, there's a ton of them.
All right, January 21st, Trump was inaugurated yesterday. Extra large white eggs, $7.69 a dozen. And milk is $3.99.
Here's another one. This is the mentality, the logic of a 9-year-old. Oh, the new guy's in charge and the prices haven't come down.
Glenn says, nope, we're not good enough friends. Thanks enough, Glenn. Thank you for telling me. It's good that I didn't say anything, sir.
No, what you're doing is acknowledging that the policies of Democrats and Joe Biden drove the economy into the fucking hole. That's why inflation took off. That's why interest rates took off.
Wow, sounds familiar.
That's how it works when you print a bunch of fucking money and just hand it the fuck out. So thank you, guys. Thank you for acknowledging that your team fucked up and that Trump inherited a mess. It's been 5 days. Joe had 4 years. Give us some time.
That's it.
I can tell you that the price of eggs went up long before Trump was inaugurated. They went up
so did gas
in December.
So did gas. You know what? It's COVID. You know what? No, scratch that. Hold on. Let me just think it was written down here somewhere. It was Vladimir Putin and the war in Ukraine. That's why eggs are up.
Yes. I think
they're
if
killing
you
a
would
lot
just,
of chickens.
I think it's really just a simple analogy that the last 4 years, it's like mom and dad were out of town for the weekend.
Right.
And we had a rager party. And now they're home and they're here and they're kicking ass and they're cleaning up our mess. It's really easy.
This is very similar to having a really shitty team in sports for 8 years. Obama. Then going ahead and getting a couple star players, winning the cup, then losing them to free agency. And then you have Joe Biden as your goaltender, and now the rebuild's even harder. So now you got to go ahead and rebuild the entire team with rookies, and that's what he's done. People who are inexperienced who are going to figure it out quick. But like before, all you need to do is just shut up and wait and treat it like Ronco. Set it and forget it. Okay? Okay. Glenn says Matt's penis isn't worth $20. Well, ask your wife and she'll tell you something different.
Oh my God.
So here's
on a roll.
There is a reason why Trump nominated Kash Patel, Tulsi Gabbard, and Pete Hegseth. He wants to humiliate these Republicans because he knows that once they have voted for these folks, he will own them. Listen, Brian Tyler Cohen is, first of all, you have 3 names and you're not a woman. You're a pussy.
Oh.
Okay? You're a giant freaking vagina. Giant vagina. Second, your show, No Lies with Brian Tyler Cohen, is all lies with Brian Tyler Cohen. I see you all the time curb stomping conservatives that don't understand how to go ahead and combat your wit. I would love for you to come on the show, Brian. You are an interesting human being who I would just kill to have an argument with. Here is the video of this moron.
There is a reason why Donald Trump appointed Kash Patel. There is a reason why he's appointed Tulsi Gabbard. There's a reason why he put Pete Hegseth at the front of the line. He wants to humiliate these Republicans because he knows that once they have voted for these folks, he will own them. They will not have a shred of dignity or standing left. There is a reason why Donald Trump appointed Kash Patel.
I'm just curious. What is he doing with his hand right there? Just, thought.
He uses shake weights on his days
also,
off.
what is that behind him on the bookshelf? Is that like a statue of?
I was just going to see.
I didn't see it. Let me see it.
You and me, sister. You want me to put it back on?
Oh my gosh. It's like somebody bent over getting done in the from behind.
Hold on.
That's what it looked like.
There it is, right up here.
Yes.
Oh.
And it looks like somebody bending over right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I could see. I wasn't even focused on what he was saying. And then the dogs. He's obsessed with his dogs. He's got dogs everywhere.
Yep. So. And he's got a vote mug. He's got a donkey over here. And can I just say, when you have the book Formidable, it means you have a small penis. When you need a self-help book to find your inner man, you're a soy boy, and you need to get some help. I can't stand these people who come on and make these grandiose claims. Now, I don't like Tulsi Gabbard. Honestly, if she doesn't get nominated, I'm not going to cry at all. I'm just going to be like, move on. But to sit here and say that this cabinet isn't qualified, just watch. Watch what happens. Because none of these people are establishment Washington. And that's why this is what we wanted. Do you remember in 2016 why Trump won? Even liberals said, we want change. We want a businessman to come in and change. Warren Buffett. You even said Bill Gates back in the day when Bill Gates' name wasn't taboo. Donald Trump. These are the people we want to come in and change the way the country works because we're sick of politicians. You're getting that. He is absolutely gutting the swamp. And you guys are so freaking hateful that you can't even see it in front of you. It's pretty pathetic. 4 downvotes tonight on YouTube. That's rare. How many people we got watching on YouTube, sweetie? It doesn't happen very
24.
often.
Like 25.
Oh, that's interesting. DC bureaucrat is outraged. She's gonna have to go into work every day. These are great. I've got a couple of these.
Effective March 10th.
Here is
We're
this.
back in the office. Oh, it happens. What a way to end the week. 5 o'clock on a Friday. Got our notice. Effective March 10th. We're back in the office 5 days a week. No telework. And that's the most fucked up thing, is not only did you issue this executive order, Cheeto, but the executive order trumps, unintended, and rescinds any previously agreed upon telework agreements. So before, I was able to telework once a week when I was in the office every day. Now, no mores. I'm so upset. I am so mad. And honestly, I also feel for the parents. They're going to need to figure out childcare. They're going to have to commute. So many people don't live in DC and have to drive so far every single day. Like, this fucking sucks. This sucks. And the crazy thing is, we've only just begun. We're just getting started on all of this.
Yeah, we are.
For any parent that works full time and doesn't have childcare, I don't know how the hell you did it.
Yeah.
How'd
you do it before?
Yeah, I don't get it, because unless your child is of school age, that means they're a toddler, and that toddler needs looking after. Trust me, you can't just go and work in your office and let that toddler fend for themselves. So yeah, don't even bring that one up.
Before we start, I want to watch another one real quick, and then we can do comments.
If you
this
can't go to
this one, that girl looked like Jillian Michaels.
She did. She was cute.
Yeah, and this lady, I have no idea who she looks like, but yeah, I don't know.
Oh, scary.
Yeah.
Like a bird or something?
Yeah.
So when you think it can't get worse, it gets worse.
But what, besides that you're a ginger, it doesn't get much worse than that.
The OPM posted their guidance tonight that everyone has to revise their telework policies by Friday to say there is no telework. Oh, and remote workers, we don't give a shit about you. If you can't go to an office within 50 miles of where you live, you'll be geographically relocated and you'll have 30 days to comply, or else you're going to lose your federal job. Yeah, this is how they're, quote unquote, draining the swamp, trying to make life as uncomfortable as possible and logistically not answering any questions. Oh, you don't have an office near your remote worker? Doesn't matter. They got to move in 30 days.
God, it would be really nice if Joe Biden took care of all those housing crises and apartment issues and the MDUs that are like all sold because housing prices are too high. God, it's almost like liberal policies have consequences. Almost done.
I'm here for it.
I know you are. Almost done.
You should read the memo. It reads like a third grader wrote it. Damn it. I mean, it is bad. Bad.
Amy?
Yes.
Tell us what we don't know. I mean, tell us why people are so mean to this lady. I mean, seriously.
Look, I do find it unfortunate. Like, you sign up for a job that you think is what you want. It's like your dream job. I'm working from home. I'm getting the pay I want. Like, you sign up for this job and then you get this letter saying, sorry, you have to now come in. And I'm sorry that you live an hour and 30 minutes away, but that's just what it is. And now traffic is going to be horrifying. Worse. I mean, it's already horrible where we live. It's going to be terrible. People are going to be forced to sell. And it is going to help our housing crisis because people are not selling their homes because they got a good interest rate and they were not going to sell for anything, but now they're going to be forced to sell. It's going to help to reset things, unfortunately, for those. It's sad, but it helps out too. It's going to be hard, but it's going to all level out. And I don't know. I have an at-home office. I don't ever go into my office. I don't have to. In fact, if my boss said you have to start coming into work every day, I would say, I love you. I will see you when I see you. I would get a job closer to, I would work from the down the street
Yes.
office. Like I would just
Yes.
work closer to home.
Yes.
Sorry.
Like, you want to go where?
Yeah.
I was offered $250,000 to go down to Washington, D.C. I told him to pound sand.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I
Not gonna
make
do
a
it.
decent amount of money and my office is in DC. You will find me there when I have to go, and it's not even once a year.
I will not go into that traffic. I will not sit in 2.5 hours to go to Washington, D.C. Even if President Trump asked me, no, I'm not going. I'm not going to do that. Send a
I
chopper.
mean, I will go for real estate purposes, but I won't go into my office. I will go to
Right,
work
but you're
there.
getting
but I will
paid
not,
for right. You're getting
go
paid for
show up
that.
at my office. Yeah.
Olivia, you're not the only one who got to see those videos. There's plenty. There's actually some fairly prominent people who are complaining, like CIA Director John Brennan, who essentially performed a coup on Donald J. Trump. Your thoughts on this? You know a couple people who are impacted by this.
I mean, I can understand, but we're now at the point where we're 5 years after COVID. And I know COVID is what everyone worked from home, and that's what was working. But now you got to go back into the office. I know it's going to suck for a while. Now, the one question I have is people who were actually hired and have a contract that says they can work from home, and it's an actual contract. How is that going to work? The other thing, this is the other question. Didn't Donald Trump say he wants to get government out of Washington, D.C.?
Correct.
And kind of disperse it all over?
Correct.
Well, if we're making every government worker come into Washington, D.C., how is that dispersing government work from out of Washington, D.C.?
That's a great point, because you're going to see one of two things take place. The first thing is you're going to see people have to come in, and if they are, they're loyal. Like, if they don't bitch and don't complain and come in, now you got winners. So those are the people you keep. Those are the people you put some effort into.
I wonder if he's weeding people out.
Yes.
That's exactly what I just said.
Yep.
And once he sees, okay, well, now we've got 75% of our workforce back, 25% laid off. Now we only need 20% of the space that we actually had. Now we can start reutilizing this space appropriately across Delmarva, because DC is not just, I mean, there's places in Reston that work for DC. There's places in Maryland. Yeah. It's extensions. So what they would then do is say, okay, let's take the smallest departments and let's go ahead and reallocate them here. And let's take some of these larger departments and move them to Oklahoma. Let's move them to Nebraska. Let's move them to Nashville. Let's get them out of Washington, D.C. But you can't do that until you cut out the trash. You got to get the trash out of Washington. And these people who, listen, the only reason you want to stay home is because you don't have a boss, and that means you're not working. Listen, I did it. I was a vice president remote. Don't give me any shit. I know how many hours I worked and how many I didn't. Don't give me a break.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm self-employed technically, so I have to work, because if I don't work, I don't eat.
You're self-employed.
And my kids don't have shoes.
I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you.
I'm just saying, there are people who work remotely who do work.
I didn't say
I'm
that.
one of them. I have to.
I said specifically that these people
those,
sit here and don't jerk me around. I've worked for a company as a remote worker, and I did not work as hard at home because distractions do take place. And you can't just say, oh, you know what, I'm going to start 30 minutes later. No. When you got to punch in, you got to be there and be accountable. I didn't say I didn't do my job. And also, I saved a shit ton of time not driving 5 hours a day. So I was probably more productive overall. Mm-hmm. But don't sit here and tell me that you work really hard from home when you have a boss and you punch the clock and you have employees. You're not building relationships. You're not developing. You're not handling things. You're not being reactive and proactive. You literally are just you're an operator. And it's not the same thing, okay? Getting up every day and working from your pajamas is not going in, getting your coffee, driving your vehicle. It is the grind. I'm not saying that it's smart. I believe we should have a 4-day work week.
Me too.
I believe we should work 10-hour days, 4 days a week. That's what I think. Because if you're already up, why not you just punch it through and give a 3-day weekend? We work way too much. Why do you think I'm doing this? I'm doing this because I no longer want to have a boss. I no longer want to drive in my metal coffin and spend most of my life driving a car. I have put 3 million miles in the air, and I have put over 1 million miles on a car for 3 different airlines. Listen to that. Listen to what I just said. My wife will tell you I flew everywhere. And I don't ever want to do it again. I don't care. Apple came knocking. No way. Facebook, Google, no. I got no desire to work for a Fortune 15. If people don't want to do this anymore, then you have to make a change. I lost 2 $150,000 jobs during COVID. Don't sit here and tell me it's hard. We found a way. I understand it's challenging, but what you don't get to do is not get back to the grind. And a lot of these places aren't doing 5 days a week. They're doing 2 days in office and still 3 days at home. So they're doing a hybrid, and that is a hell of a lot better than driving 5 days a week in some of this traffic. Anybody else on this thoughts? Are these thoughts?
I just have like a suggestion to the government for these empty buildings that people do decide to quit and they move the government offices somewhere else, because I'm tired of the data centers here. I think we should put them in DC. Put all the data centers there.
Oh yeah,
They're
it's so
horrible.
expensive.
They're just so
expensive.
ugly. Like, can't they put a freaking like mural or make it like it's just a box? Like, I've seen pretty ones. I've seen them. They're not here.
It's going to get worse.
They make them pretty.
We're going to expand our data centers by almost 300%.
Yeah.
Because of AI. It's just the way it is. And subterranean is a great choice. And yes, the initial cost for subterranean is horrible. But you also have to understand you're getting your bang for your buck. You go subterranean, you also get the above ground plot. So once you own the underneath, you own the top too. So a lot of these businesses can do subterranean builds and then build on top of it. We've got to start putting our arms around subterranean builds, especially for where there's no people. Data centers, it's cooler. They're easier to operate. You can run a hell of a lot less cable. You don't have to data mine everything and run hundreds of miles of freaking cable, because everything's underground and everything can be run through top rafters. Power consumption is easier to distribute in underground in an open environment. It makes sense. You also are shielded. You don't have to spend extra money on shielding for electronic storms and power surges and other things. So we've got to embrace subterranean builds, especially for these things. Parking lots, data centers, all that shit. Storage is a fan. Like, I would never want to see it above ground storage. But if you can remove some of these things, especially the data center, can you imagine the amount of property by putting all the data centers in Ashburn? I mean, you've got to be talking about a couple $100 billion, if not $1 trillion in property.
It's just crazy that you have these homes that are close to $2 million. There's a couple that might be over 2 million, but most of them are like 1.5 plus. And then they're beautiful. And then you look out a window and you're like, what is that? A big gray box? And you're like, oh, it's a data center. That's your view, especially in the wintertime when there's no foliage to like cover the shit up. But that's what you pay for. It's crazy. I can't stand them. I hate them. If they would just make it look pretty, like, you can make them, like, I've seen ones in other places in the country that are beautiful. They make them very aesthetic. They kind of like fit the surroundings, and you're not like, okay, it's still a big box, but they're pretty. I don't know. They're just a gray box that bothers me.
Well, you can't build up, you can't build out, so you got to build underneath.
I like that idea.
It's not hard. It costs a lot of money to excavate that much soil, but once again, it's double indemnity. You get to double dip on the property. You can build.
Could you build on top of a data center? I don't know.
But everything, as long as it's reinforced and as long as the structure underneath is completely solid, you can put residential homes on top. Why not?
I mean, I'm sure you could. I don't know
if people
would want to. Yeah.
Why not? It's what Japan does.
Yeah, and China, they have them. Yeah,
China does a huge amount of subterranean builds. A lot of places in Europe and Sweden, Finland, Norway, they do underground builds. I mean, it's very similar. All you got to do is look at a major sports arena. All their underground parking is essentially subterranean. And they put a giant fucking stadium that seats 90,000 people on top. I'm pretty confident they can put a couple track homes on there, put a couple MDUs. Who cares? I mean, a data center doesn't pose any threat. It's not going to blow up. It's not going to collapse. You've got to, we have engineering that can do this. A lot of the pyramids that you see are all subterranean. In fact, most of the pyramids, almost a fifth to 2/3 of them are underneath the ground. And they found a way to do it. It's engineering. And it's expensive. But so's taking, 5-6 acres of land in Ashburn and spending $30-40 million on property when you could cut that in half by doing subterranean data farms and then building above ground for, you can put tech centers on there. Put a strip mall. Who gives a shit? Whatever it is,
that's what we need. Another strip mall.
Yeah, you know what I mean. We could put an OnlyFans hub there so Olivia could sell her feet pics.
That would actually, like a studio.
That
would be such a good, that'd be a good idea.
Right. We'll be right back.
Join WimKen.com, the social media platform built for free speech and true connection. No censorship, no algorithms controlling your feed, just genuine conversations and a commitment to protecting your rights. Sign up today at WimKen.com and take back your voice. Tell them Matt and the Dumb Show sent you.
Folks, need a favor. We are 353.07. We've overdriven our goal, but we are doing some cool things for the show, and also it's a slow time of the year. If you have a chance to help out, please, we'd love to get to 400, see if we can do that and overdrive tonight. We've got about 11 minutes to the top of the hour, and we've got a couple other things. John Brennan had his security clearance revoked, and let me explain something to you. It would be like a quarterback having their right arm removed. An intelligence person without their clearance about as useless as a tits on a boar, similar to Olivia not having her feet. Pretty much useless at this point. Just kick her to the curb. She would be Tammy Duckworth. So we are going to say nobody knew who Tammy Duckworth is. I guess. Okay, so John Brennan, and not only that, but people like Fauci had their Secret Service detail removed.
Oh, love it.
Pompeo had his Secret Service, because here's the thing: if you've done nothing wrong and you got a pardon, why do you need Secret Service? Why do you need a clearance? Donald Trump is going full nuclear against the people who tried to destroy him. And he is not doing reciprocity. What he's doing is saying, this is how it feels. This is what you did. I hope you enjoy it. Merry fucking Christmas. Here is John Brennan crying about his livelihood. This is a man who spied on Donald Trump. This is a man who did U.S. operations against a sitting president as an international spy ring. The CIA is not allowed to do clandestine operations in the United States unless they attach themselves to a domestic agency like the FBI. And guess who was in the FBI? Comey. This whole thing, Brennan, Tapper, Comey, all of it was an interconnected witch hunt and coup d'etat against a soft coup against sitting president and former president of the United States. Here is Brennan crying like a little bitch that he is.
The only reason why I still had a security clearance, as I have for the past number of years since I left government service, was for the benefit of the government, so that if the CIA or another government agency wanted to call me in to discuss a classified matter, they could do that. And so it was really for the government's benefit. It would facilitate those classified discussions with myself, as well as with former directors, as well as other former members of the intelligence community that had those clearances. So again, yesterday's EO was bizarre, among many of the bizarre executive orders that he had signed out. And as you point out, he misrepresented the facts in that executive order, because it said that we had suggested that the Hunter Biden laptop story was Russian disinformation. No, we said it was for the hallmarks of Russian information operations, including the dumping of accurate information, which is what we said in that letter. So again, this was just, his effort to try to get back at those individuals who have criticized him openly and publicly in the past, and I think very legitimately.
You make Dick Cheney look like Captain Kangaroo and Mr. Rogers.
So
evil motherfucker.
You are not employed by the government. You're not in the CIA anymore. Why do you need your clearance?
He just told you so the government can benefit from his breadth of knowledge.
Usually when you leave a job, if you had keys to the register or keys to the front door, they take them from you so you no longer have access. I think if you had a security clearance and you are out of that job, you don't need your security clearance anymore because you're not doing that specific job.
I'm going to chime in. I'm going to chime in here. Let me chime in. I'm taking the middle. I hand it off to. Okay, fuck it. Go ahead, Amy.
No, I was just going to say I agree with.
Okay, payback. Go ahead. You can go. Seriously, I'll wait. Go ahead.
No, I actually kind of agree with Liv. I don't think that your security clearance should be taken away, but it should be put on like hiatus or paused until you're employed by another agency that requires that type of security clearance.
I kept my clearance for 15 years, and I wasn't employed by
most
anyone
people do.
after. Right, but no, they don't. That's not true. Most clearances expire after a very short term of service. So, for instance, you get out of the military and you don't re-up your clearance, that's a horrible thing. Like, you want to time your clearance with when you're getting out, that you get a fresh re-up, because then when you're out looking for jobs, a lot of companies want that clearance. And if you don't have one or one that's expiring, they have to re-up it and it costs a lot of money. But I had a clearance that was for 15 years after I was out for 5 and I was working as a contractor for the government. And the reason why is exactly what Brennan said. Exactly the same reason. Is at some point you might be reactivated or because of your area of expertise be tapped. And he's right. But here's the problem. And I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I wanted to go because it was like right after what Olivia said, it would have meshed well, but that's my fault. Is that Brennan didn't hold the same consideration for ex-presidents. So this is a man who attempted to have Donald Trump jailed and convicted, tried for treason and insurrection and colluding with Russia, who accused him of so many things and recommended that his clearance be suspended, that he wasn't trustworthy while he was in office, lied about the 51 laptops, fumbled during his position on so many different intel failures. But now all of a sudden, having experiential learning and having people with experience around is important. But I think that's more important to have a president of the United States, since they are a hell of a lot more fucking rare than a CIA director. This guy is a walking ball of hypocrisy. He has no scruples. He has no ethics. He is a dinosaur who never should have been in the intel business as far as the CIA. He was untrustworthy. And honestly, all of them should be tried for treason. Every one of them. And I don't have any remorse for people. He's a disgrace to the intel community. From an intel professional, he's a disgrace. And I would tell it right to his face. And I think he's the biggest piece of shit in Washington. I just despise Brennan. He broke every vow and credo that an intel professional should. Him and Comey. So that's my opinion. Amy, do you have anything else on him before
No,
we?
I totally agree. I feel like Trump is allowed to go after anyone he wants to go after at this point because of what has been done to him, and I have no problem with that.
I think that if you're a former intelligence, especially CIA director, you should have a clearance for as long as you are deemed worthy. The moment that he wiretapped and stole information on the Trump campaign and tried to collude with Russia and do secret FISA warrants and use foreign agents to collect intelligence on him with a dirty dossier, you're not qualified for a clearance. And all those things you project on the Donald Trump, you're right. Donald Trump may not deserve a clearance. Fine. But I'm not going to argue with that. Those are semantics. I disagree with you vehemently, but let's assume you're right. Then you most assuredly do not. You tried to soft coup a sitting president and former president. You literally, that is sedition and treason. And you had a hell of a lot better as a singularity for seditious conspiracy or to overthrow the government than all the J6ers combined, because you were the head of the fucking CIA. This kid, you ladies are going to love him. I think he just got pube 1. He's going to educate you on what a man and a woman is.
That are celebrating this executive order that says
he's going to cuss, he's going to yell, he's going to get really insulting, and in the end, he insults all of you for not understanding biology when he doesn't even understand it himself. Let's listen.
So for all you fuckwits that are celebrating this executive order that says there are only 2 genders and that it's based on what parts you have at conception, holy shit! I had no clue you guys were so chill with non-binary folks, because you guys been playing that shit awful close to the chest. Because those of us with higher order functioning brains and who passed 8th grade biology, we understand that up until 7 weeks of gestation, all fetuses have the same goddamn parts. So what this order actually says is that we are all non-binary. Now, I know you dipshits are down in the comment sections trying to rub those 2 brain cells together to comment something about chromosomes. So let me teach you something real quick, fuckhead. There are folks who have female body parts with XY chromosomes, and there are folks who have XX chromosomes with male body parts. And that says nothing about people with XXX or XXY chromosomes. This type of stupid shit is what happens when you have a septuagenarian with the brain of a 5-year-old that tries to categorize shit that scientists don't agree about. So from now on, I will be calling every single one of you ignorant, hateful shits non-binary. Not because I think it's an insult, but because you do. I have listened to you ignorant fucks spout some of the most hateful shit for the last 10 years, and now it's my turn. So to put this simply, I'm going to be the equivalent of a proctologist with baseball mitts for hands. And since I know that went right over your goddamn head, allow me to make this painfully simple. I'm going to be a pain in the ass.
First of all, fuck you. I am not a septuagenarian. I am 50 years old. Not 70, you pretentious little twat. Septuagenarian is basically people with opinions who are over 70 years old. I want to see you look this good at 51. Why is he wrong? I mean, some of the things he says in an emotional argument, they make enough sense. Let's break it down. Let's break it down for real. Like, let's break it down without, let's let him give his phone back to dad, and let's have a real conversation about what we're saying. Who would like to go first?
Sure. Well,
what about Amy? Amy didn't get to go last time. I cut her off. You got to go. Amy, you go.
That's okay. I don't, okay. So at 7 weeks, so your DNA is already set up at the moment of conception. Your DNA is already done. It just hasn't been fully imprinted on every cell yet. And at 7 weeks is that when that imprinting actually does take place, and that we can visibly see at that time if you will be a male or female with all the technology. Actually, I think it can be a bit earlier, because I found out I was having a girl with Fiona the minute I found out I was pregnant. I was like, I knew it was a girl, but I also wanted to get confirmed. And it was confirmed within a few, like, I knew I was pregnant before the pregnancy test could be taken, all of that stuff. So I got a confirmation before I was even like 6 weeks pregnant that I was having a girl. So I think it's actually sooner than that. I don't think there's any other argument. There's two sexes, genders, whatever you want to call it. I'm actually just really grateful for the definitive definition now, so we can have rights to our own bathrooms, so we can have rights to our own sports teams. It's just really a step for women to say that we don't want men being with us in our personal spaces. And that's truly what this is about. It's not about, if you want to live your life as a man and you're a girl, and you want to live your life as a woman and you're a boy, we don't give 2 shits. Live your life, have fun, just stay in your own fucking bathroom.
Live.
Well, I have always been told, and I tell my children this, you get more with honey than you do with vinegar. Try and be a little kind. I mean, he lost me at fuckwad when he first started. I kind of zoned him out.
I got to write that down.
So, I mean, just
nicer.
Yeah. I mean, all these little 16-year-old kids who think they're all high and mighty now and just yell insults at people to make their point. I understand their hero is Harry Sisson, but he's not really somebody you want to look up to. I mean, that's what they
So
remind me of. These
fuckwits that are-
kids is they remind me of Harry Sisson, and they're all trying to be their wannabes. And you know what? You're wrong, dude. But okay. So when you get pregnant, you tell me how long, how far along you were when you found out the sex of your baby, and then let me know what you think. Okay.
I think there's emotional arguments, and I think there's scientific ones. I think you ladies have made a little bit of both, and I'm just going to make a scientific one. So let's have a few questions here before I shoot the cat twice. Not in her body, because I'm going to make a fur rug out of
She's
her.
being annoying tonight. She will not leave me alone. And watch,
So-
we're going to get off the show. I'm going to walk out and she's going to ignore me the rest of the
That's
night.
right. Okay, so here's the question. How is sex defined? Is it a scientific thing or a mental thing? Sex.
Chromosomal thing.
Scientific.
Scientific. Okay. Is there any basis of sex that the human brain is required in order to identify somebody as either male or female? And is sex binary? Yes or no?
There's a lot of questions. Sex is binary. There's two.
Okay, so that answers all of them.
What's yeah.
So there's no mental condition. So sex is binary. There's only two choices, male and female. So they say gender is a social construct. Correct?
Yes.
No
That's what they
scientific
say.
reason. Okay. No scientific reason for gender. None. Gender is a decision. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's what they've been saying.
So there's no scientific reason for gender at all. And because abnormalities or mutations, which science always disproves as outliers and are never put into the equation, because usually what happens is the outliers and the flyers are removed from most experiments because they are abnormalities. So therefore, taking a basis of average is usually more effective than focusing on the tops or the bottoms. So we know that gender is not a scientific, according to them, set of guidelines. Is that fair?
Mm-hmm.
Gender is not okay. So therefore, it's a decision. So gender is infinite. Is that fair?
Sure.
Yes.
It's infinite.
So I think there's like 84 right now, right? Or something
Right,
like that.
but it doesn't matter because
Could
those
go
are
up,
social.
yeah.
But those are social constructs too. So why are your social constructs better than my social constructs? Why is saying male and female all of a sudden not okay? And what happens when your 64 different genders are no longer acceptable to this spotted rainbow covered tadpole? What happens? Okay, so then their answer is that we must be fluid because gender is fluid and we must be understanding. Okay, all right. So acceptance. All right. So what you're saying is that gender is defined by a decision and it's qualified by being fluid to change. Ladies, am I on the right track? That's what they say,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes.
Can you please tell
I'll play
me?
liberal.
Good, play liberal. Can you
Okay.
please tell me in what part of the body is change accepted and are decisions made? Please tell me what part of the body those two things take place.
It's in your heart if you understand
not-
how the human.
It's not
I'm
true.
telling you
So
from
let's
my
move on.
perspective.
That's not
It's how I feel. It's how I feel.
okay. So that's not true.
It's how I
because
feel.
Your feelings don't matter because we've just
They
established.
do.
No,
I've
we've
been in
just-
the closet. I
okay,
just came
Amy,
out. I was
Amy,
crying.
Amy, shut up. So I just set up something really nice. Now we're confusing the listeners. So enough.
Sorry.
Where do you decide to? You see, you totally fucked me up.
I'm
I lost
sorry.
my entire.
You're
I totally
asking
fucked
where do you decide what physically makes you a man or woman or whatever gender
No,
you're
I didn't-
choosing
that's
to
not,
have.
That's not what I said. So, point is lost. Not sure where
I'm
I was
sorry.
going with it. Yeah, it's
You're
okay.
talking about where is it? You were saying where do you decide which gender you want to be? Like, where does that come from? Is that a mental thing? Is it a physical thing? Right? Is that
No,
what you're?
I wasn't asking about. I'm just asking where are decisions made, and where is acceptance and fluid acceptance? Where in the part of the body are those things made? Olivia.
All that just went over my head, so I have
I
absolutely
mean, it
no
has to
idea.
be.
Okay,
You would
so
say it's your brain or your heart,
sex,
right?
If sex,
That has to be-
heart, who the fuck makes decisions in their heart? What the fuck
Liberals,
does that?
far leftists, like the crazy
No,
people.
I'm not asking you to be a liberal. I'm asking you to answer the question.
It's in your brain. You make a decision in your brain.
How fucking simple is that? I mean, heart. I mean, what are we talking about here? Your heart
I said I
pumps
play
blood.
liberal.
It's a muscle. I don't want you to be a liberal. I want you to be a human being. Liberals aren't human beings. They're fucking morons. I want you to be a human being. I want you to be one with common sense, because I'm trying to make a point here, but I can't do it with somebody who's retarded. And that's liberal. So can we just fucking be honest? Yes. And yes, you're doing a very good job, but I muted you because you're frustrating the shit. It's exactly, I would just be like, you're fucking, forget it. But see, this is their logic. That's the problem. And they would never say the heart, because that would require faith. And they don't have faith. They don't have faith in God. They don't have faith in anyone. They don't have faith in themselves. They don't have faith in life. They murder it. So the heart is inconsequential, because if you say the heart, then that means that you have hope and you have faith and you have belief in something else other than yourself, because we all know the decision doesn't happen from the heart, but we do. People of faith know that there's something else there, and we use our heart and our soul to make our decisions, that feeling, that intuition. But they can't say that because that's not factual based on their science. So the only place they can do it is to try to say that gender is decided by the human brain. And if that is the case, Chuck Peterson says Amy 1, Matt 0. What does that mean? What does that mean? I think it's time to end the show tonight. I don't understand. I'm trying to make a point. And the whole show, I've been very listening and collaborative, but I'm just trying to ask for a little bit of respect to make a point. So I don't think this is Amy 1, Matt 0. I'm just trying to make a point. I don't feel that I can make that point. So we'll just move on. Liv, do your minute, please. You got your minute. Let's go.
Okay.
We're out of here.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone for donations. Appreciate it.
Yep. Good
Happy
night.
Monday.
Yep. Awesome night. Amy, you got 1 minute. You didn't do anything wrong. I just want to make my point without the peanut.
I feel like I did. I feel like I did something wrong.
It's a little embarrassing when you're trying to make a point and people are, keeping score and stuff. I don't know. I just wanted to make a point.
I don't know. I don't see the comments, so I can't comment on that, but I don't think it was a personal thing. I don't know.
Okay. So I was just trying to make a point. Felt like got totally discombobulated. I don't think you did something wrong. I don't think it was the time when I'm trying to make a point.
I think it was a misunderstanding because she said, I'll play liberal. And you said, okay. So she was playing liberal.
But I expected, okay. Yeah. So when we say play liberal, you can play the opposite, but then there's got to be a compromise. You can't just be, I'm not saying this about you, but you can't just be purposely obnoxious to hijack the conversation. You weren't trying to do that, but that's what took place.
Usually when you have us, when you say, hey, play this or play that, we're as obnoxious as possible.
When?
And every time.
When?
Every
I don't think we've ever done that.
The couple times where you've had me play, you said play Kamala and she played Hillary or something like that.
Yeah, but we're not trying to make a point. We're trying to laugh, right? It's a very complex idea of how. Okay, so let me just restart this quickly. I'm trying to make a valid point to stop people from stealing women's identity. This is a very personal topic for me. Amy, this is a very personal topic for you. And there's an argument to be made that I want to share, but now I've lost my train of thought and I feel like that was a complete waste. So I want you to imagine you're playing piano or you're drawing a painting and then somehow whatever took place got ruined. How would you feel that you can't continue your thought and put a bow on it? That's all. It had nothing to do with that. I just didn't want to play that game right there. I just wanted you to answer the question so we could try to make a point that was really valid. And I felt like we lost that opportunity. it's probably my reaction to it more than what you said. So I'll apologize for that. That's not what I'm trying to do. I just wanted to finish my point. You know, I just wanted to say, hey, this is how I feel. This is the point I'm trying to make, and go from there. But this is now way down the road. So I apologize if I've said something wrong. I'm just trying to make a point. That was it. Okay? Ames?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess that's it. So I don't know where else. I don't know how to end the show from here, Amy. So do you want to take us out?
Sure. Thanks everyone for watching tonight, and we appreciate the donations. We appreciate your support. I will not be here Wednesday, but Leroy will be filling in for me. Thank you.
What do you got
for
going
that,
on
Leroy.
Wednesday?
And we had a death in the family, so I'll be traveling, and my family coming in any minute now, and we have a family member having surgery on the same day, so it's like a lot of chaos happening in our family right now.
I'm
so.
sorry. I'm horribly sorry to hear that. Do you have to go now?
No.
We have a caller, so let's hear what the caller has to say so we can all understand what's going on. Caller, go ahead.
Matt, Chuck.
What's up, Chuck?
Hey, Chuck.
Not much, man. Did I offend?
No. I just don't think it was the time for it. You know what I mean? It's obviously
I get it.
There's time. No. Hold on a second. I want to explain this because. Okay. Amy, have you ever closing a house and you say something and it goes sideways and you don't want it to?
I don't think so. No. I mean, I can picture the analogy you're giving, but not in that specific
scenario. Have you ever
scenario,
made a
no.
mistake?
Yeah, all the time.
Cool. And has that mistake snowballed into something and you try to pull it back, but it continues to gain energy in the way that you didn't want to?
Sure.
Okay. Chuck, you ever had a situation like that?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Okay. Liv?
Yes.
And that's really why I'm calling.
Well, no, I know you aren't, but Chuck, I want to get to your point. We really need to let Matt finish his point. That's really important to me right now. I have to finish my point tonight. It's really super important to me. So let me just finish my point and then I'll shut the fuck up and listen. So we've all been there. Now, when you have that snowball going and you try to grab it, how successful have you been during that process? When you feel a little embarrassed, you felt like you reacted in a way you shouldn't have, and you're trying to put the proverbial shit back in the horse. How well does that go for you in those situations, Liv?
It usually doesn't go very well.
Amy, how about you?
Yep, not at all.
Chuck?
I seldom win.
Okay, so now you guys have an inkling of how I feel right now. A little stupid. A whole lot of wrong. But I also think that there is a level of respect that has to take place when we are talking about something so personal to all of us. And I failed to set that up and say, this one's going to be serious. I really want to go ahead and do this. And once that started snowballing, I tried to grab it and it just got worse. So I apologize. I overreacted.
Hold
on a second. I got to apologize.
Well,
you got to let me. Chuck, Chuck, I am going to shut up in 2 seconds if you just let me go. I apologize to Amy. I snapped it wasn't even at you. I literally felt disrespected, and you had no intention of doing that. That was my own insecurity. That was my own stupidity. And when I feel that way, I screw up, and I screwed up. And I am 100% apologize. Okay. Now, Chuck, go ahead.
Yes. I totally accept your apology, and I really was calling to apologize myself. It was, I watched you guys constantly and for a long time, and I love the banter, and I see the characteristics between people, and I think, Matt, you You have an energy that is unique to most of your nights that you have tonight.
Yeah.
And I probably turned something into something simple. I mean, you asked Amy to be a liberal, and when she played that role so very well, you stopped her. And to me, that was the Matt Amy score thing. It was meant in jest.
Sure.
If I was there, I would rib you in the side.
You did nothing, Chuck. You did
that's
nothing
all I
wrong.
knew, man.
You did nothing wrong at all. Nobody did anything wrong except it was a long day. And for some reason, I took that personal and I shouldn't have. I can't explain it. I can only apologize for it. And tell Amy, who knows that I love you more than anything in the world. And I don't know. Yeah, I do know why. All right, it's time for personal time. Quickly.
Okay.
That reminded me of my mom.
Yep. Okay.
And
Now I can totally see the reaction.
Ames, I love you. I'm sorry. That reminded me of my mom and it put me in a real bad spot. I don't know what happened, but it flashed back to that. And I got flushed. I don't know why. I fucking can't. I don't know why. I'm sorry. But it reminded me of my mom. That's the way she used to talk to me. And, I don't know what to say other than I love you and I'm sorry. That's it.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
That's the way it.
Well,
no. You. This is the time you don't get to apologize.
Yeah.
You don't get to say I'm sorry. Please don't, because you didn't do anything wrong. I did. I overreacted. It's just the way my mom used to talk to me, just like that. Just fucking that disrespect. Just down looking on somebody and treating them like they're inferior. I don't know why that pissed me off tonight, but it did. And you were just being you. And I missed the liberal part. I really did. I kind of was just like, oh, okay, whatever. I don't even remember saying that. I'm going to go back and watch this and be like, oh, fuck. That's exactly what happened. But I'm sorry very much.
Can I go now?
Yeah.
Like say something? Yeah. Okay. I love you so much. I'm not upset or angry and didn't even take it in an offensive way because I feel like we have that sometimes things just are triggering to us and I appreciate you sharing that because I don't think you owed that to me or anyone else, but I do appreciate that and that's helpful. But I love you guys. I love all of you. I love all of you. And that was not my intention. Of course not. I would never, ever intentionally hurt someone ever. Just maybe one person, but not here.
And I would be with you in line on that. So Chuck, I owe you an apology. Amy, for the first time, Liv, I don't know you an apology, Liv, which is great. I'm sure I can find.
Because I just kept my mouth shut and didn't say anything. I was like, I'm staying out of this.
She was such a horribly toxic human.
Oh God.
And
the stories we could tell about her. Holy shit.
Amy, I can't. You could do that 1,000
horrible.
other times. No,
you had no idea. You don't even know who she was.
No, and Amy, the funny thing is that you could do that 1,000 other times, and I would have laughed my ass off, and I just would have combated. For some reason, it just fucking triggered me.
Probably because you mentioned her earlier in the show. If she was on your mind, that's probably why.
It's the abortion stuff, and it's I've been going through a lot. With R3 and him going through the cancer. It's just bringing a lot about mortality and my uncle and my mom and I'm just in it right now. I'm just in it. I don't know how to explain it any better than that. And tonight I even said I was off. I'm like, you haven't been very analytical. You've been very emotional, and I wasn't in my best tonight, and it showed at the end. So I love you. You know that. Chuck, I love you too. You never have to apologize. You didn't do anything. It was already piled up, dude. That snowball literally had mountains of shit in it. And I was just like, and then I'm getting it from Chuck. I'm like, does anyone else want to take a swing? So I apologize, buddy.
No, you're cool. And
All
as
right.
far as triggers and parental influences that affect our spirit and well-being later on in life, you and I have a lot of parallels there. So
Yeah,
I'll leave it at that.
I think a lot of us do. And I think people are extremely, the one thing that's great about this chat is that people are understanding. They'll call you out. But then when you can make amends, people are very accepting. And that's why I just have to realize that out of 4 years, this has happened 3 or 4 times. And every time I learn something. So I appreciate you, Chuck. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome, sir.
All right, buddy. Talk to you soon.
All right, man. Be good.
All right. Later, brother. Okay. So Ames, you were being the let's finish it. Let's put a bow on this barking thing. The simple point to my entire comment is you can't say that something is decided in the human brain and that brain is contradictory to what 99% of the world believes and not call it mass delusion. When you literally tell people because they believe in a higher power, a God, a heaven, I love you, that they're delusional because they believe in something fictitious. The thing is that they're basing it on faith. They're basing it on their personal experience. And that's not quantifiable. So to me, when we talk about gender and we talk about sex, that you can't have it both ways. If sex is binary and it's scientific and gender is fluid and it's all about what you think, then the area of your brain that you're using is an emotional one and therefore is susceptible to being wrong, but more importantly, mentally ill. And when they say that, all they are openly saying is that there is a very large possibility that mental illness is why you believe who you are. And that just goes against everything that they've said, that it's not mental, but that's the only way it can be mental. I hope that makes sense. I hope it puts a bow on it. Let me know your thoughts, and then we'll call it a night and end the way we should.
Well, I totally agree with you. There's a diagnosis for it. It's called gender dysphoria. That was a term that was created a long time ago. And it is true. There are 2 sexes. There's male and female. If you choose to identify as something else, great for you. But don't expect me to call you whatever you deemed you are that day. And for me to just know that I don't, oh, mother of pearl. That
was perfect.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
Yes. Yeah. I just don't care about your gender, to be perfectly honest. I just want you out of my bathroom. I want you out of my sports teams. I just don't stop taking Women of the Year awards.
Oh.
And just show me your uterus. I don't know.
Do you think what Trump is going to do is going to end up in the Supreme Court?
Yes.
Or
I think it'll go to the Supreme Court. Will they make a ruling to look at the case? I don't know. I feel like they'd be like, no, this is stupid. Like there's nothing anywhere that says there are more than 2 sexes. There just isn't. And even people who have those outliers, those qualifying genetic mutations that make them is it called a hermaphrodite? Is that the word? Where they have some other hormone or something that's in their body, they still have a definitive gender, or a sex, whatever you want to call it. Same to me. They just have some outlying circumstances that make them also have the genetic makeup of the other sex as a part of their genetic code. It doesn't make them both genders or another made up one. They're still a male or a female.
Do we have to consider somebody, and this is not trying to be rude to anybody here. I'm past our little thing. I'm just saying, like, anybody listening here, if somebody is born without a leg, do we have to pretend that they're a runner?
Yes. Only if they identify as one. Only if they identify as a runner. So it's like, you know.
But see, isn't that stupid though? Isn't that a good question? If someone's born
Did you see the firefighter video? Speaking of this.
No, tell me what it is.
I will send it to you right now because it's.
No, I'm going to look it up. Tell me.
It's a firefighter of no legs, and he's talking about. Okay, I will send it to you. Sorry, I have it. I should have it right here because it's the best video.
I already found it.
Okay, it's the best video.
It is
just amazing.
This is Babylon B. I need this right now. Okay, everybody, listen. You know what? I remember my wife told me something that was really great, and I was like, we fight a lot sometimes, and we, you know, it's when we were our younger marriage, and I could be a real asshole, and you know, she's perfect, right? She's a princess, never does anything wrong.
Of course.
And I'm like, how come you didn't leave me during the bad times? She's never asked me that question, by the way, because she's never had any bad times. They're all my fault. But she's going to say, I don't remember saying this because she's going to ruin the moment, but I'm telling you, she said this because I remember it, and it was very personal. She says, because you always make and try to be better. And that, to me, is the key to things. And I remember there was a time when I wouldn't be better, and we would get into a thing, and I would carry it for days. You remember there would be days we wouldn't talk. We just wouldn't talk, just ignore each other. And I'd try to talk to her, and she's just like, no way, I'm not talking to you. But those times get smaller and smaller because we've learned to put more distance between those times. It gets easier to be embarrassed on this show because I think I have to be perfect. I am a perfectionist. I mean, come on, you fucking look at this. Look at everything that we do. I try to make everything perfect. And when it's not, and I feel dumb, and it doesn't happen very often because I refuse to feel that way, it mucks it up. So, but the runway of getting to okay quicker is faster now. And every time that happens, and it's not like it's happened a lot on the show, I don't think it has. It gets, I realize it quicker, and I'm not, like I was embarrassed for a minute because it put me in a situation that I started thinking about my mom, but I wasn't ashamed of who I was being at that point. I just realized I needed to apologize because I was being a dick. But I wasn't embarrassed that people saw me in that light because I'm past that now. And to me, that's how you get growth, is that when you can realize, you know what, you're not perfect. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to say stupid shit sometimes. You're going to piss off somebody who you love and would take a baseball bat to anybody who fucked with her. Even I can make mistakes. So that's it. I just wanted to say again that we're going to go watch the fire video. The Are you sure we can watch this without people hating us?
Love you. Good night. I think so.
Okay.
There's no like
this is
bad language in it, or I think it's hilarious.
But it's a quadriplegic who's a firefighter.
Okay. Like this is a different one, so I don't know this one, but I'm sure it's great. This is not the one I was talking about. I'm sure it's great.
No, help me.
This one is a guy. Yeah, I'll show. I'm gonna send it. I'm just gonna send it to you.
Okay, send it to me.
Find it.
Because this one looks, I mean, it's fucking the Babylon Bee, which is just great. But send it to me real quick through the chat or through text.
Yeah. It's also a legless firefighter, so it could be like the same thing and just a different picture with it. I don't know, but I'm gonna
wait for you to send it because I want to see.
Just sent it.
Okay. Oh, it's Instagram. Can we get bigger?
I don't know how to do it.
I have to do a thing to turn the audio up? Why? God.
Probably racism. If you're also a member of the legless, or be one of the boys who have legs. But you can be a good firefighter. People see you and they're like, wow, look at you. You know, they're so excited. Like, he's a firefighter and he's got no legs. Because there's not a lot of us for some reason. Probably racist. If you're also a member of the legless community, you want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's medical call or fire call, somebody that looks like you and also doesn't have legs that work. It gives that person a little bit of more ease knowing that this person might understand their situation a little better. People love that I'm a wheelchair firefighter going around the community kicking butt. I mean, not literally because of the legs that don't work. It's a metaphor. Every time you see a firefighter in a movie or show, they have legs and they're walking. The media plays such a big role in everybody's lives now that it's so powerful for people to see a positive, uplifting portrayal of a firefighter that's just rolling around. If you start thinking about the leg challenge, you think of desk jobs, you think of any job that you have to sit for a long time. You think about somebody who might be a headmaster for a school for gifted youngsters, but you wouldn't think of a firefighter when it's something that is actually a reality for many of the unlegged community. You can't be it if you can't see it. And so that's why it's so important for young members of the leg-free community to see us riding around on fire trucks. Plus, it's fun.
Mike would make this commercial.
Is he strong enough to do this? Or you couldn't carry me out of a fire? Or does he have enough legs for this? Which my response is, you got yourself in the wrong place if you need me to wheel you out of a fire.
Oh, that's so good.
That is totally in response to that firefighter from LA.
Okay. I know you got to go. I'll wait for Amy. Now,
can Fiona say something to everybody, please? Sorry, really quick.
She gonna yell at me? If she wants to yell at me, sure.
Say it right into the microphone.
Good night. Good night. Good night, Fiona.
Sorry.
Good night, Fiona.
Give your mom a big hug.
Night, Fiona.
I'll come talk to you in a little bit. Okay. Good night.
I'm almost done, Fiona. I'm getting her off air. Listen.
5.
Five is it. I get no more than 5. Here's the thing. That's freaking hilarious, and I needed to smile. This show sometimes, man, you know, it's heavy lies the crown. You got to watch this. This is for everybody, and enjoy. I'll take the copyright strike for this.
I was sitting in my house a couple weeks ago, just relaxing. My doorbell rang. This is weird. It's a different feeling when your doorbell rings today opposed to 20 years ago, right? 20 years ago, your doorbell rang. That was a happy moment in your house. It's called company. You'd be sitting there on a Thursday night watching TV. Your doorbell rang. The whole family shot off the couch. Oh my God! Put the lights on. Somebody's here. We got people. The whole family went to the door. The kids were in socks. They slid up to the door. Nobody looked to see who it was. Right? You just opened up the door. You were like, oh my God, look at that. Look at us here. And you'd ask them, what the hell are you doing here? And the person would be like, I was in the neighborhood. I thought I might stop by, see how the kids are doing. They're like, oh, come on in. We're gonna have some cake. Your mother had a little Entenmann's. Maybe some Sara Lee crumble cake. Just in case company came over. She made an announcement when she bought it. She's like, listen, nobody touch this cake. This is for company only. Those crap muffins, those are for you people. You better hope to God somebody comes over so we could cut the cake. She put her cake in the middle of the table, proud of it. And she put it right in the middle. Cut yourself a slice. Want a cup of coffee? We're gonna do want some Sanka? Yeah, that's old school. A lot of the young kids are looking at me like, what is that, an iPhone app? What the hell is Sanka? Your mother had a tin, brown and orange tin of Sanka, ready to go just in case the company. She put a big pot on the table. Go ahead. Nobody had a cell phone back then. If your house phone did ring, your father stood up and said, nobody get that phone. We got company.
So true.
And you lost track of time. 2 hours went by. You were like, we got to get out of here. That's okay. Next time we're going to come by you. Be like, yeah, my door's always open. Now your doorbell rings? It's like, what the fuck? All right, your own mother's crawling across the kitchen floor. Get down, my army crawl. Army crawl, get in the closet. Go get the sword in the living room. Somebody get the sword underneath the couch in the living room. There's a sword. All right, you have to turn and ask your family, you invite anybody over? You invite anybody over? There's always that person upstairs that didn't hear the bell. They come walking down. What the hell is going on? Get the hell down. Somebody's outside. They're at the door. I think they saw movement. Oh, God. I got to open it. I got no cake. I got no sank. I got nothing. Got nothing for these people. You can't stop by anybody's house anymore. If you do, you have to call from the driveway. You're like, I'm here, can I approach? It's me and 3 other people. We're gonna walk up through this side. Is that your mother with a sword? Why did she have a sword?
All right, folks.
I was sitting in my house a couple weeks.
Thanks for watching, minus drama. Okay, all right.
Listen,
Listen,
just relax.
okay, we're gonna close you. You're done.
My doorbell rang. This is
his
weird.
name is Sebastian Maniscalco. Matt, don't ask me how to spell it. Just put in Sebastian comedian. You probably have 1 out of 3 chances of seeing him. Amy, thank you for accepting my apology. I love you. You know that. I know you are going to a funeral. That's never fun. I know you said, your text, but you can't have a good time. So just.
Well, it's always nice to see family that we don't get to see.
You get to see company. You get to see company.
I get to have company. We get to have company at our house, and then we get to go see more company. So
you should bring some Sarah Lee and some Sanka. Liv, love you.
Yes.
Thanks for not piling on, honey. And
You're welcome.
I love you guys. All right, we're out of here. Thanks
Love you
for
guys.
donations tonight. Thank you for everything. We'll see
Love
you guys
very
later.
much.
See you
Nice.
guys tomorrow night.
Bye.
Amy, get out of here. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
See
Love
ya.
you guys.
Bye,
Bye.
y'all.
What time are we on tomorrow, Liv?
You and Leroy, 7 o'clock.
Me and Leroy, 7 o'clock. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks everyone for everything. See you tomorrow.
Late.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The DUM Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.